Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Sheffield United Way watch-along today for the FA Cup fourth-round match, Sheffield United versus Wrexham AFC. We could say it the world's team, America's team. They've got famous owners, so we're here to watch the game with you guys. Obviously, no Noah, no Chad like we normally have. They're both watching in person with some local Blades fans, so we decided to mix it up. So it's going to be myself today, regular here, and my wife, Sam.
Hi.
So really excited to be here for the game today. Before we get into all the team news and everything, how are you feeling?
I'm good. I have never done a stream before, so this is new to me. And I'm excited to just watch what you do every Sunday in that room and hear all the screaming live in person. So.
There you go. See, lots of goals on the way, hopefully. And yeah, lots of exciting play. So without further ado, let's kick things off with the team news. We'll start with the home team, Wrexham, just so we can kind of knock that out of the way before we get to some spicy Blades news potentially. So as you can see, the Wrexham team down at the bottom. Mark Howard, if you guys didn't catch it, after the stream afterwards, go watch the pre-match video that Nick and Hal did, or rather Nick and Ollie did, because they actually interviewed Mark Howard, who is playing against us in this game, former Blade in goal for Wrexham. So really cool to see his insight. Definitely recommend that for everybody. You also then have a back line of McFadzean, Tunnicliffe, Tozer, Hayden, Ford, midfield O'Connor, Young, Lee, and then up top the striking duo of Ollie Palmer and Paul Mullen. So really strong side, not too many replacements from their kind of strongest 11 other than putting Mark Howard in goal. And then, another former Blade with Connor McFadzean. So two former Blades going up against us today. Pretty exciting. But what you're all here for, it's the Blades team news. And we'll hop through this lineup quickly because, it's more the omission of a certain player that's getting us excited and interested. As you can see at the bottom, we've got Adam Davies going back in goal for the FA Cup. You got Basham Egan and Abin Hodzic forming our back three with Jaden Bogle on the right and Ben Osborne coming in on the left. Haven't seen him in that role yet this season. So Max Lowe dropping to the bench for that position. The midfield trio, you got Norwood and Doyle, with McAtee going to be probably playing a little bit more forward. And then two strikers today, Daniel Jevison and Ollie McBurney coming back into the fold. Missing Iliman Njai and Billy Sharp, who are both on the bench. First time in a while Iliman Njai has not started a match. But as you can see on the substitutes, there is one player missing, Sam, and that is Sander Berge. There were rumors this morning floating around already that maybe Sander has a kind of move lined up. A couple teams in the Premier League maybe seeking his services out. One Fulham, maybe Newcastle as well. So the omission of a player, definitely concerning that he might be out the door. Yeah. Thoughts, chat? I'm looking for anything that you guys have today. Ideas for that. So let's turn it over to you guys here. Hal saying hi, Sam. Scott, yep, panic. Maybe that Burger's been sold. Njai and Jebo might be next. There are some rumors that they have some interest from Premier League clubs. I will say that the Iliman Njai rumors, I think he and the club have both said that he's not on the way out, but there's always that chance that something could happen last second. As we still have, 2.5 days left in the transfer window.
Okay.
Let's see. Danny saying, looks like Berge is going, not in match day squad. So that gives a big hint about him going. Pity, but can understand need money. And let's be honest, he hasn't really pulled up trees lately, has he? That's a good shout, Danny. I agree that Sanders' performances have been a little bit up and down. Kind of the quality that we know he can have. He's not necessarily reached that fullest potential that we think he should be having. So maybe it's okay that he's going. Maybe it's all right that he is, on the way out, that he's not going to be in and around the squad too much longer. But Definitely a player that we all love, a likable character. And I know I sent you a few videos to watch his homework today. I don't know if you got to watch any of those, seeing his interactions with some of the other lads.
One briefly, but unfortunately that's one of the things is your wife. I'm a secondary fan, so I don't know as much about the players. The main one I knew coming in today was Billy Sharp, and you made sure I knew it was Berga. So now I'm sad I don't get to say that during the game.
Yeah, I know. We worked on Illiman and Jai. We worked on Sander Berga. All the rest of the names are pretty easy. Although I will say, what Anel Ahmedhodzic, can you give that one a try?
Say it one more time.
Anel Ahmedhodzic.
Anel Ahmedhodzic.
Close enough.
Okay. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong.
So yes, so that's the Blades team news, and again, some potential news that we don't know anything about other than he's not in the team with Sander. But we are going to move on right now, and I've got a kind of throwback section here that we used to do pre-match for these watch-alongs. Because Sam doesn't know the Blades as well, I'm not going to be able to really talk back and forth about past performances, what to expect this match. So we will get to that. We'll come back to that. But I've got a little pre-match quiz here set up. So I've got 5 questions, and I'm going to ask Sam, and I'm also asking you, the chat. So please put your answers in the comment section in the chat if you guys know the answers to these questions, and we'll see how many everybody can get right. We'll see if Sam can get any right. There's one in here that I think she can get. So
okay.
We will see. But the first question today is the FA Cup is the oldest national football competition in the world. In what year was the FA Cup first played? And I'll give you 4 because you just to get you in the ballpark. Is it A, 1861, B, 1871, C, 1881, or D, 1891?
Okay.
And if you want a hint, you can look down at your badge, although it's not going to be much of a hint. The Blades have been a team since 1889. Okay. That might be a red herring. That might not.
My first instinct was middle of the 1800s. So you said 1861 and then kept going higher. So I'm going to go with the 1861.
1861. Okay. Let's see. Does anybody have any guesses in the chat for us? Haven't seen any come through yet. Still a lot of Sander Berga talk.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
That's going to be quite a big deal today.
So it is not 1861. It is 1871.
Okay.
So this is the 152nd running like it's a horse race. 162nd edition of the FA Cup. 52nd, sorry.
Yeah.
So 1871, 1872 season was the first FA Cup. It was won by Wanderers, who I think still exist, but they're an older team, lower levels.
Okay.
So we haven't seen them in a while.
Oh, someone else said 1861 as well. So I wasn't the only one that thought that.
Yep. All right. So we will go on to our second question now. Question number 2. How many times has Sheffield United won the FA Cup?
You might have said this at some point.
I may have said this. Ryan Reynolds in one of the little pre-match things definitely said this. Or
I only saw the trailer, so unfortunately, or that little teaser thing he put out. So
it was in one of the 2 that they put out.
Is this another multiple choice? Or do I have to just guess a random number?
It's a number between 0 and 10.
Oh, okay. Okay, single digit.
So
I'm going to give Sheffield United the benefit of the doubt and say 7 times.
7 times. Okay. Let's see if chat has any thoughts, any guesses on how many times Sheffield United has won the FA Cup. I will say, maybe to help you out, FA Cup's been around since 1871. Uh-huh. The Blades have been around since 1889. The last time we won the FA Cup was 1925.
Oh, okay.
So do you want to amend your answer since then?
Kevin Norton says 4 times. So I was going to obviously lower it once you said that. So I'll take Kevin's advice and say 4.
And that is correct. So 4 times.
Thanks, Kevin.
The Blades have won the FA Cup, and they've made the final 6 times total, last time being 1936. Okay. So it's been a while since Sheffield United has made even just a final in the FA Cup. So definitely want to change those fortunes at some point, but always difficult as a second tier side or even a lower tier side to make your way through the competition completely. So now, third question, we're going to switch gears, go from FA Cup, Sheffield United stats, switching over to more Wrexham focus. So Wrexham is a team in Wales, and they play in the English football system. So Welsh team, which Wales has their own league, but they're playing in England. So the question is, how many teams total from Wales play in the England Football League system?
I feel like it would probably be more helpful to know how many Wales teams there are, period. So can I get two guesses?
You can get two guesses.
My low ballpark number is 5. My high ballpark number is 11.
Okay. So 5 to 11 is the range that Sam has. So I'll let you know that for context, the Welsh Premier League or the Welsh League system kicked off in 1992. So it's a recent thing, which is why you have some Wales teams playing in England. When the league started, there were about 7 or 8 teams that switched that were in the English system. And then you've had some new teams or lower level teams that were just in Wales from the get-go. So chat, if anybody's got any other ideas here to help Sam, I will let you know that the correct number is in your range from 5 to 11.
No.
So
well, I'll stick with them. If it's in there, I'll just stick with 5 and 11.
Yep. So we'll give a little bit more time to see if anybody's got any thoughts or suggestions here in the chat. But let's see if we can go through and count them together then. Maybe we can add them up. So in the championship, there are 2 teams.
Okay.
Do you have any guesses on what those 2 teams are?
No, unfortunately, because I don't know enough about Welsh soccer.
Okay.
Football.
Do you know any Wales cities by name?
Cardiff is one, so I'm going to assume you've said that before.
Yep. Cardiff
so
City
Cardiff
is in the
one.
championship. Yep.
I just know of like the really long named longest town in the world is also in Wales, but I don't know if they have because that would be an amazing football name if you had that and then plus a mascot.
That would be awful for any announcer, and I do not envy whoever has to do that. So Kevin's helping out again. So there's another one, Swansea.
Oh yeah, you've talked about that before.
So Swansea City also play in the championship.
Okay.
Then you've got Wrexham, obviously. So Wrexham AFC from Wrexham in Wales play in the National League. So that's the 5th tier.
Okay.
And then there are 2 other teams. So the correct answer was 5. So but there are 2 other teams. One is Newport County, who play in League 2, so the 4th tier.
Okay. One
above. And then the other, and I know I'm mispronouncing this, is Merthyr Town. Merthyr, and they play in the Southern League Premier Division, which is the 7th tier of football in England. So you have 5 Welsh teams that stuck around in the English league system when the Wales Premier League started in the 90s, and all the other Welsh teams decided to switch over. So you have Bangor City, Real, Colwyn Bay, a couple others. The big team right now is the New Saints, but that's a newer team. They're not really a historic team. So anyways, I know a little bit about Welsh soccer because I played a football manager save in Wales. And that's why it interested me. So we will go now to question number 4. And this one, little context here for the question. So the racecourse ground where we're playing today, Wrexham's home stadium, is the oldest international football ground in the world, which means that they host international football games, and they still do. Occasionally, the Welsh national team will play at the racecourse ground. The racecourse ground first hosted international games in 1876, so it's been a while. Just history lesson for everybody, history nerd, engineering nerd, that's what I do. But the question is, which team, Sheffield United, or Wrexham, has more or had more current or former players in the 2022 Welsh World Cup team. So the team from Wales that was just competing in Qatar, of all of those players, which team had more that do play or have played for either Sheffield United or Wrexham?
I feel like the safe answer is to say the Welsh team being Wrexham, but I feel like maybe that's the whole reason of asking the question. So I'm going to go with the not safe answer and just guess Sheffield United.
Okay. So we can work through it because I wrote all of this down, and this is where Statman Adam, who was part of the old Fans React crew, he'll be proud of me. I have an entire page of notes here, Adam, on players who have played for Wrexham, who have played for Sheffield United on this current Welsh team. So for Sheffield United, you have current goalkeeper Adam Davies, who was on the Welsh team. You had center back / defender Ethan Ampadu, who was on their team a few years ago on loan from Chelsea. And then you also have a player who didn't make the World Cup squad, but would have made it if he wasn't injured, in Reece Norrington-Davies. And he's current left back for us, and he's still making his way back from that injury.
Okay.
So 2, maybe 3 for Sheffield United, but definitely 2. On the other side, for Wrexham, this is where it took a little bit of digging. You have forward Mark Harris, who played for Wrexham on loan from Cardiff City in 2019 and 2020. You have midfielder Joe Allen, who was on loan from Swansea City in 2008 at Wrexham. And you have goalkeeper Danny Ward, who actually started in the youth setup at Wrexham from 2007 to 2011. And he was on the senior team in 11 and 12. However, he did not make any appearances. So I still counted him because he was on the active Welsh World Cup team. So the correct answer would be Wrexham because Reece Norrington-Davies wasn't in the World Cup squad because of the injury. But if he hadn't been, then it would have actually been 3 apiece. So interesting there. I was actually kind of surprised. I would have thought Sheffield United just because that caliber of player. But Wrexham, being a Welsh team, will get players on loan. They had one come through their own youth system. So pretty interesting stat there. So, all right. So we're going to go to our final question before we get back to the match today. And this one needs a little bit of context as well. So Racecourse Ground, very famous ground. It's the oldest international football ground in the world. We know that. Bramall Lane, where Sheffield United plays, is also a very famous ground. So it is the not as verified. I was really trying to find the Guinness World Record for that, but it is the oldest professional football stadium in the world that's currently active. That's its claim to fame. But verifiably, Bramall Lane was the first place where a football match was played under floodlights.
Oh,
very specific, but it's really cool. One of the claims to fame of our stadium and of our team collectively, we've got a few different things. But in 1878, in October, that was the first game played under floodlights. And the first game ever was a match played earlier that year in, I want to say it was not cricket. It was a different sport. I didn't write it down. But as an American who likes other American sports like baseball, there is a fun fact out there about a specific baseball team that took forever to install their floodlights. So my question to you is, which MLB team was the last to install floodlights? So Hal, if you're in the chat, you should know this as a baseball fan as well. Any Americans in the chat? Because I know we've got a few. Simon, you're in the chat. I can see right now. What Major League Baseball team was the last to install floodlights, and in what year?
Okay. Well, I appreciate that Simon has said he really likes your questions, because I have too. I'm learning a lot. My husband got from me a baseball field map to scratch off, hopefully, eventually, to get to every stadium in the United States. It's over there, though, so I can't quite see it because I know I'm going to forget some teams. Can I just ask, is it West Coast team or East Coast team? If you had to split the country up, or is it in the middle of the country and it's not a coast?
It's definitely a middle of the country.
Okay. The fact that you're asking makes me nervous, so I'm just going to go with your team, the St. Louis Cardinals. because they are in the middle of the country, and the fact that you would include a question would be funny. I don't know, but I just am going to go with it.
So there was a connection, but it was not for the Cardinals.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it is a stadium you have been to.
Is it Wrigley Field?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So Chicago Cubs, who play in Wrigley Field, did not install lights in their stadium until 1988.
For our non-American fans, he said MLB. It's Major League Baseball. It's like the shortened version of saying it. I'm assuming that there's a version for referencing like English soccer. Is there the same way? Because you have leagues,
EFL.
so EFL.
Yep.
So
English
it would be the same
league.
thing, just referencing all the major league teams. Top tier in the United States is Major League Baseball. So.
Yeah, Simon was on point. He knew it. So it was the Chicago Cubs. 1988 was the first time that they installed the floodlights, played at night. But that was kind of a thing that the Cubs only played during the day.
Well, and they have a really iconic stadium.
Yep.
For anyone who either isn't a baseball fan or maybe isn't an American baseball fan in general. That stadium is one of the most iconic. We went to it and you feel like you could be back in the 30s, the high, points of baseball. So it does make sense, because if they wanted to keep as much of that originality in their stadium, I could see them just pushing that boundary as much as they can and being like, no, we don't want to change our stadium. But
So, and Simon, Tigers fan, remembers the 84 World Series. So I was not around then, showing my age. I'm a little younger than that. But yeah, so, and, exciting stuff. Obviously, Hal's a baseball fan. Nick hates baseball, so he's not here. He can't stop me from asking these questions. That's what I do. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So thank you, Sam. Thank you, chat, for participating in our little pre-match quiz. We've got about 8 minutes till kickoff. So let's go over the team news one more time. So for the Blades, we have a slightly altered side from our normal starting 11. So Adam Davies in goal, Ahmed Hadzic, Egan, and Basham as your back three. You've got Jaden Bogle out wide on the right, Ben Osborne on the left. So kind of filling in that left back role for one of the first times this season. Midfield trio of Norwood, Doyle, McAtee, and then two strikers up top today in McBurney and Daniel Jebison. So Njai moving down to the bench, Billy Sharp there with him as well. Some of the other players on the bench today, you've got Wes Fotheringham, obviously number one goalkeeper normally, Jack Robinson, Jackie Longthrow. Maybe we see a long throw from him later in the match. Max Lowe on the bench. Young players, Sachdev, Koulibaly, and Marsh also making up the rest of the substitutions for the Blades. And then for Wrexham, a pretty strong side, not too far off their normal starting 11. Mark Howard comes into goal, former Blade. If you missed it, I did mention at the beginning of the watch along that Mark Howard did go on to the pre-match with Nick and Ali and kind of chatted with them about the game today. So very rare. I don't know if it'll ever happen again that you get a player who is going to be playing against you to come onto your stream and answer questions about the game. Although he was very, keeping the cards close to his chest. He didn't reveal a lot about what Wrexham was going to do or what the game plan would be. Fair. So, but really cool to see him in goal, former Blade, Mark Howard. For Wrexham, then you also have other former Blade, Connor McFadzean, who's going to be in the back line, as well as Tunnicliffe, Tozer, Hayden, and Ford. Midfield, O'Connor, Young, Lee, and then the striking duo of Ollie Palmer and Paul Mullen. I messed that up earlier, and I think it's because I'm used to the British accent of Palmer, dropping that L. But I will work on that today. As they're showing some highlights right now. I just saw people walking out of the tunnel. I got really concerned. We're still a few minutes away, but showing highlights of Daniel Jebison's goal against Millwall in the third round of the FA Cup when we were last playing in this competition this season. So it is that time where I'm going to ask everybody for their score predictions. So Sam, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Do you have or want to provide a score prediction for today's match? Now, before you go, our last FA Cup game, we won 1-0 against Millwall. Wrexham, as they're showing the highlights right now on ESPN+, they won 4-3 against Coventry City. And Coventry City is another championship league side. They're in
Okay.
our division. A little lower down than us, but they're a good team. So given that, any thoughts on score prediction today?
Just because I am pro sports in general, I like to see closer matches. So I'm thinking 0-0 at half, and then someone has to come out and push in order to make that last little half, stronger. So I'm going to guess 1-0 Sheffield United. I don't know enough about either team to make a prediction about how strong they are against each other. But because you're a fan, I'm obviously wearing Sheffield United. I'm going to say they win, but I have no standing other than that. So I'm just going to go with a flat 1-0 Sheffield United.
Okay.
So.
Do you have any guesses on or prediction on who would score the
game? No, but because I have enjoyed watching over the past couple of years with you occasionally, and I do know that he's just had a great career. Let's go Billy Sharp. And he comes in at some point and scores the only goal. So.
All right. Cool. Well, you're predicting a late goal, Billy Sharp coming off the bench. That's very plausible. So we'll see. Wrexham obviously at their home stadium with a little glimpse of Ryan Reynolds' angle there from the suite box, owner's box up top. So let's go through some other ones. Scott predicting the 1-1 replay at the Lane. So as I was explaining the other day, if we do draw at the end of full time today, we do go to a replay. So it'll switch sides. So the replay would be played at Bramall Lane,
right?
Sheffield United as the home team. Scott, as much as that's likely, and I wouldn't mind more coverage for Sheffield United against, Wrexham and, a big club on the publicity scale.
Yeah.
I don't think we want a replay for the match fixture schedule. John predicting 3-1 Blades. Chris also 3-1 Blades. Kevin 3-2 Blades. So a lot of goals here. And let's see, Gordon saying that Sheffield United is different than Coventry and that Wrexham would lose by at least 2 goals. Okay. Simon 2-1 loss. Simon, what are you doing, man? We had this connection, then you go and predict the loss. But I get that. The off-field distractions definitely could weigh on the team. Obviously, as we went through that team news, if you didn't catch it yet, Sander Berge is not in the starting lineup, not on the substitutions bench. There are rumors that he might be moving to a Premier League club, or at least that there's a bid that's been placed for him. Fulham was one of the names, maybe Newcastle United. So potential off-field distractions could get in the way, but we know the lads. We know they've got strong mentality, and so hopefully we can see it out. Dean 1-0 to Wrexham. So we might have some Wrexham fans in the chat here. Gordon doubling down on the 2-0 for Sheffield United. So appreciate that, Gordon. But if you haven't gotten your score predictions in, only a few minutes away from the start of the match. So get those in. I will provide my score prediction right now. If in case you thought I was avoiding it, I was not. So I am going to go 3-1 Blades. I don't think we keep the clean sheet. I think Wrexham striking duo are too good to not score at least 1 goal. But I think that we should be able to overpower them. Ollie McBurney back in the lineup. He's a big, strong guy. And I definitely think that we can score goals against this team. Love Mark Howard. No offense, but you're not the number 1 goalie for Wrexham, so goals will be scored. Apologies in advance for that. So if you haven't yet, last chances now to put on a score prediction into the chat as we get set to be underway here in only a few minutes, not even. And I am just going to make sure that we get the clock, because that's the biggest thing. We want to make sure that we get this clock ready to go. So as we prepare for kickoff time, it is almost that time. Only a few seconds away. I just wanted to throw that up there because I'm not good with like Chad is with, getting the timing lined up and everything. But we do want to make sure that you guys can keep track with us on what time it's going to be.
See, this is so fun. I finally get to see the names written out because more than not, I hear you talk about them. I think I always thought it was Vogel. with a V.
Oh,
So I'm looking and I see
yeah.
it's a B, and I'm like, okay.
All right. So a few more score predictions. Chris, 2-1 to Wrexham. 10-1 Sheffield United win. I will take that, honestly. Yeah, it's an exciting game. That would be exciting with all the goals. So as we are very set to get set underway here from the racecourse ground, the camera angle we're seeing right now is from the currently under renovation Cop End at the racecourse ground, old standing room only area. And you can see now from this angle that the stand is no more, being completely demolished. Wrexham obviously looking for funding for that new design, new construction of that area. So we'll see if they get that in the long run. Maybe that's a part of season 2 of Welcome to Wrexham. I know we're going to be part of season 2 of Welcome to Wrexham. Don't mind playing the Goliath role in David v. Goliath. So yeah, obviously okay with that. Okay being the villains today, as long as we get the win. So almost ready to go. Apologies. I was thinking this was going to be much, much quicker, but
to be fair, what sports game is on time? It's kind of a known thing. It takes a couple minutes.
Yep. So we are about to kick off, be underway here as the referee is just checking one last time his clock with the team, and McAtee taking a few steps away from the ball. So one more quick delay for whatever the reason is. Okay, this one wasn't my fault. I wasn't even the players are walking around now. And we are underway. So if you are watching at home, feel free to pause your stream or pause us to catch up. Our time is shown up in the corner as the Blades are playing a little bit of head tennis back and forth right now with Wrexham. Ollie Norwood trying to kick the ball forward to the striking duo. So Sam, we're underway. First thoughts?
I mean, my biggest thing is when I watch particularly two teams that I'm not familiar with, I just kind of sit back and enjoy and see how it goes. I'm just interested to see this team that, like you've said, has been kind of in the public eye the past year or two. And I happened to watch part of one of the episodes that you were watching where they played in Wembley Stadium, I believe. So I know, a little bit of, the hype around the team, but I'd like to see it. I'd like to see what everybody's talking about.
Absolutely. So as the corner comes in from Tommy Doyle, and immediately Ollie McBurney with a header, and Sheffield United have scored.
Woo!
1 minute in, not even, and the Blades are on top. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm just already, I wasn't ready for this. Here we go. There we go. Wow. Great corner, near post run from Ollie McBurney, and he just gets the perfect header on that. Mark Howard, nothing he can do. A great delivery from Tommy Doyle, and the Blades are already up 1-0.
Wow.
Just gets away from his man there. Love to see that. Ollie McBurney back in the starting lineup, and already he is on the score sheet. He is our number 9. Wow. We've missed him with his injury the last month or so, and good to see him back to scoring ways already.
Wow. And in supposed injury from Wrexham right away.
Yep. So that's number 6, Tunnicliffe there, who's off on the sideline getting some attention. Wow. I just wow. As we're seeing the replay again, Ollie McBurney, just a bullet header from a run all the way on the edge of the box too. And he beats out Tunnicliffe, who then trips on him after the fact. And that's kind of where that injury happened. But great delivery from Tommy Doyle. McAtee also on the ground getting some medical attention. I think McBurney just bowled over both of them in the end. But McAtee, because of the goal, probably feeling a little bit better of the two right now. So, but yeah, exciting stuff. Sheffield United already 1-0 up on Wrexham there. with Ollie McBurney's goal from the corner. As I'm just updating a few of the things on the bottom. Chad usually does this, and I don't have to worry about this. So, but,
and I will say, I was glad that they had a replay from all those different angles, because that came out of nowhere, and Howard did not look ready for that.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that he didn't have more hands in the box and more people ready to hit that. I mean, it was amazing goal.
Yeah, and already this is how you want to start off a match where there's a lot of expectation for Wrexham, a team that's in the public's eye, with the documentary and everything, the high-profile American owners, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, and to get to this kind of start is exactly what you wanted. Crush that storybook ending, crush, be the Cinderella, enders, whatever you want to call it. All of this. Gordon, you did say that Wrexham's clock has struck midnight. The beautiful ball gown is falling apart. The glass slipper is still back on the stairs. They've just managed to maybe hop into the pumpkin before it turns away from a carriage. I've seen Cinderella, but yeah, Simon, I don't know. I would like to think that
would be surprising.
He's got a little bit more professionalism, but there's always that, in the back of your mind there. But yeah, bullet header like a missile. Agree with you completely, Gordon. As Sheffield United already up 1-0. So a Blades throw in after the restart here. We're just under 5 minutes played, and Wrexham trying to work the ball up the left-hand side for them. I usually start this off with telling you which way the teams are kicking. I didn't even get a chance to do that. So Wrexham playing from left to right on the screen as we're watching, Sheffield United from right to left. And already Wrexham having to make a substitution. So Jordan Tunnicliffe coming off for Max Cleworth, number 32. So we'll have to keep track of that. So adding insult to that injury, already scoring for Sheffield United, and then Wrexham having to make an early substitution as well. So now it's just time for Sheffield United to try to find a second goal and not set up shop, as McBurney tried to lay off a pass to Daniel Jebison, but he was expecting to make the run, so slipped trying to come back to that. Now Ahmed Hadzic on the ball, finding Bogle out wide and cutting inside. A nice pass to McBurney, who tried to first time it out to the overlapping Anel Ahmed Hadzic, but the ball ricochets out for a throw into Wrexham.
As someone who's not familiar with Wrexham or Sheffield United's details, are we the same color scheme, red and black?
Wrexham does have red, white, and green. And then we have red, white, and black.
I'm just noticing a majority of their fans are in black. Obviously, it's a cold game. It's probably just coats, but it's making it, I'm realizing, it harder to see the difference in the fans. So I wondered if they had a secondary color. So the green makes sense.
Yeah. So as you can see, they've got, the red, the white, the green, a little bit of yellow on the scroll from the team badge. Blades, obviously, always wrong side. There we go. Black, white, and red are the colors. The red and white Wizards of Sheffield United. As another injury concern for Wrexham already. Wow. Center back Aaron Hayden, who had an injury late last season that potentially kept Wrexham out of the promotion spot at the top of the National League, prevented them from getting promoted, as he is a very, very good defender and a goal threat at that. Aaron Hayden already 10 goals this season. So this might be a concern for them going forward, and a potential precautionary substitution. I would hate to see them have to substitute 2 players within the first 10 minutes. But Wrexham obviously would love an FA Cup run, but deep down that their goal is to get out of the National League and back into the Football League structure proper, make it into League Two. And if Aaron Hayden has to sit this match out, then they will be okay with that. But it looks like he might be getting ready to come back in as McFadzean throws it in for Wrexham. A little bit of head tennis, trying to collect the ball, out for another Wrexham throw. And Aaron Hayden looking like he's should be making his way back onto the field here in a bit. And there he is, grimacing a little bit. So hopefully he makes it through as Tozer for Wrexham getting ready to do a long throw. He is their long throw specialist, as we have Jack Robinson. Wrexham have Tozer. And he does make it all the way to the edge of the 6-yard box, but Sheffield United snuffed that one out, and the deflected clearance is out for a Blades throw.
Just looked up the weather in Wrexham. It's currently 44 degrees Fahrenheit for us Americans. So it's not too cold, but I wanted to see, again, lots of coats in the audience, and I wanted to see how cold it was. I'm always amazed at how many European football games end up happening when it's dire weather and really cold. So you can never tell by looking at the players on the pitch how cold it is until you look at everybody else around the pitch.
Yep. Scott, speaking of colors, should have worn our black kit. Would have been cool. I like that black kit with the gold trim on the logo and everything. And that definitely would have helped, the white kit that we're wearing today clashing maybe with the white shorts of Wrexham. So you never know there, but Aaron Hayden down again, looking like Wrexham is going to make that substitution, in fact. And so his day is done. That's a second substitution, like I said, within 10 minutes. Obviously, an eye towards the league campaign, FA Cup, not as much of a priority for them. But you hate to see one of their best players, great defender, great goal threat, coming off, really kind of signaling that this game might not be as close as Wrexham fans would have liked. As early substitutions, early potential injuries getting in the way of this one. So, and it will be number 30, James Jones, coming on for Aaron Hayden. So that's 2 changes in the back already. Really haven't had a chance for this game to really open up and find the flow of the match. The early goal for Sheffield United came from that corner, Tommy Doyle's delivery into Ollie McBurney, but neither team really having more than 1 or 2 passes strung together yet in this one. So hopefully one of the teams can kind of settle this ball down and work our way back into the match. As McAtee running on to a back pass there, but Mark Howard for Wrexham is able to get to that. And Tommy Doyle ends up jumping over and almost dolphin kicking the ball there over the Wrexham player. As Wrexham now cycling possession around the back, just trying to find that opening and get a foothold into this game early on, as the ball over the top to Paul Mullen and Adam Davies going for the ball, and Mullen screaming for the penalty. But looked like Davies got a touch to the ball and not much of Mullen. I think he was throwing himself down there trying to get that call, as the ball eventually goes out for a Blades throw in on the near side.
Not happy about that.
No. And as we see the replay here, Ford with an amazing ball over the top, Mullen beating Basham. Davies doesn't get to the ball. Mullen flicks it over, but I don't know if Davies really touches Mullen.
On the replay, you can see basically swipes right past him.
Yep. So I think Mullen's studs got caught in the grass more than anything else. As McAtee from the throw-in does a nice little circle kick there to clear the ball forward, but Wrexham have it in the back already, and just trying to put some pressure on them is Ollie McBurney, as the ball forward, finding Ollie Palmer. Substitute Jones on the ball right now, backing the pass up to Ford there. Now switching to the far side is Wrexham. Ball coming forward and looking for that pass. There is Ollie Palmer, and John Egan doing a great job of clearing that one out for a Wrexham throw. Egan wearing the captain's armband again today, as he has the majority of the season. Very solid, very strong at the back, but definitely our back trio have their hands full with Palmer and Mullen, 2 incredible goal threats. And another long throw here from Tozer into the box, low and flat. And heads go up. Egan able to get to it, and Davies was able to grab a hold of it, but the ball was headed out of his hands and then cleared behind, or not cleared behind, shot going well behind for a goal kick. Yeah, Paul Mullen heading the ball out of Adam Davies' hands. Luckily for Davies, that didn't land cleanly for Wrexham to take a shot on goal. But yeah, already can tell that set pieces Wrexham are going to be a threat, and that Sheffield United do need to get more goals to stay comfortable in this one. As a free kick going Wrexham's way on 13 and a half minutes into this one.
You referenced the captain armband, but it sounds like Egan's not an official captain throughout the season. Is that a international football thing to change the captain game to game?
Yeah, so each game, someone on the field has to be a captain.
Okay.
But Billy Sharp is the club captain, Egan the vice captain. So when Billy's not playing, Egan takes the armband.
Okay.
And if Egan and Billy aren't on, then someone else will grab it.
Makes sense.
So, and that free kick cleared comfortably by Basham and the Blades up the sideline. Ben Osborne playing in that left back side today, clears it long, and it goes out for a Wrexham goal kick here, just under 15 minutes played. So, Gordon, we appreciate the subscription. No VAR. Yep. The VAR in the FA Cup is a little weird. It all is dependent on the stadium. So if you're in a Premier League stadium where there is VAR, then there's VAR. If you're not, then there is no VAR. So it's not actually competition based. It's based on where you're playing. As Paul Mullen takes the ball off of Basham, crosses it in, but luckily our defenders can get in the way of that cross and clear it forward. But Wrexham definitely on the front foot so far this match, despite the early goal from the corner for Sheffield United, as Egan's passing out wide to Anel Ahmedhodzic, running up the right-hand side now. Jaden Bogle pushing that line forward, finding Tommy Doyle, and Doyle having to pass back to Norwood. Wrexham doing a decent job of closing in on their man there. And ball now back with Chris Basham. Interesting today to see Basham on the left-hand side, obviously a normally right-footed player who loves his overlap. So we'll see how that works out in the long run. Already, Mullen has given him some troubles early on with those off-the-shoulder runs. As Sheffield United have some space, Ollie Norwood finding McAtee on the left-hand side out to Ben Osborne. They had numbers forward, but couldn't get the ball into the box, and McAtee making a run there, but Basham not seeing that one. And ball now cycling back, but good to have some possession as Norwood cross-field ping, doesn't quite reach Bogle. And Ahmedhodzic doing a good job to collect that one. So Sheffield United recycling the possession now and just trying to find that ball over the top for McBurney towards the corner flag, and it is cleared, headed out by O'Connor for a Blades throw about 9-10 yards from the corner flag. So I agree that would be a great great option.
Make it an even playing field.
Yep, semifinals and finals obviously played at Wembley, so you know you're going to have VAR for those matches. So that would definitely kind of even the playing field there.
Remind me, whose home stadium is Wembley's?
England.
Just England. There's no club that plays there.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I say that. I know Burton Albion uses England's.
Would you like me to look it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
As the ball through to Jebison, Mark Howard uncomfortably is able to collect that one, but a long, slow rolling through ball almost reaches the foot of Daniel Jebison. And Tommy Doyle making a really good pass there, but Mark Howard getting in the way of the ball just enough to make it pop up and collects the ricochet. So no troubling there.
I'm getting mixed results. Obviously, the English team.
I think a few teams have played at Wembley.
Right.
Yeah, so Adrian helping us out there. Spurs were the last team to play there. I think, like I said, Burton Albion uses the England international team like training facilities, but not Wembley itself, I don't think, because they're like a League Two side. So that would be way oversized for them. As Ollie McBurney on the ball makes a few defenders fall to the ground. McAtee with a shot and deflected out for a corner. And wow, good opportunity there for the Blades. Just that build-up play happened so slowly that I didn't think anybody was going to get a shot off of. And McBurney with a nice move to cut back, make a few defenders slip, and McAtee's shot just a little bit of hesitation. So Wrexham were able to get in the way of that one. But Tommy Doyle coming out to the near side now, right-hand side as Sheffield United are attacking for a second corner opportunity for the Blades. We scored from the first one, and Ollie McBurney header. Now Tommy Doyle trying to figure out with the referee if he should be taking this or not. Ref having some words for him, telling him that it needs to be on the line. Tommy Doyle trying to find a spot. Obviously, it's a lower league team, so a lot muddier corners than we are used to at Bramall Lane. A short corner taken, McBurney coming short, passing back, trying the backheel flick for Doyle, and Wrexham keep it in for some reason, and that lets McAtee flick it on. Doyle trying to jump up for the header, and it's going to land out for McBurney outside the box, not where he is used to playing. And Paul Mullen for Wrexham ending up with the ball, finding a runner out wide. Looks like that is Ford. And Basham defending here. Can he get in his way? Another overlapping run almost. And the ball crossed in dangerously, but luckily nobody from Wrexham there to meet it. And Eakin pokes it out for a corner. So some dangerous stuff there from Wrexham on the counterattack, something that Sheffield United have to be more comfortable with taking care of. And already early on, you can see that Basham not as comfortable on that left-hand side. Really would like to, have seen Jack Robinson playing out there. But as the corner comes in, Adam Davies comfortable collecting that one.
Oh,
someone trying to grab his arm, make him drop the ball. But Davies, obviously one of the Welsh players on Sheffield United's current squad. He was on the World Cup team. If you missed our pre-match quiz, that was one of the questions asking about players from each team who are on the 2022 World Cup team for Wales. And Adam Davies, obviously one of them. So Steve York, current or often participating here in the Watchalong today. Interesting takes there. That's obviously the goal from Robin Ryan, is to get Wrexham up the leagues. But we do have a couple Wales teams, as Daniel Jebison working his way into the box. The low shot, Mark Howard able to get a finger to that, but it still goes over his hand and deflects out for a corner. Really well taken shot by Jebison, and a great run that ends up being another set piece opportunity for Sheffield United. Got past multiple defenders there, and that's kind of the youthful skill of Daniel Jebison is on display right there, as Tommy Doyle coming over for another corner, trying to get the ball set up right in the right spot here. Last one taken short. First one ended up on McBurney's head for a goal. Low ball this time, bounces once and cleared by Wrexham. Ben Osborne trying to see that one out for a throw-in, but it will be out off of him. And Paul Mullen taking that throw quick, and it's going to be Mullen at the edge of the box, crosses in, and it's off of Ben Osborne for another corner. And Jaden Bogle yelling at the rest of the Sheffield United players that we need to get back, we need to defend. I think Chris Basham had a little bit of a stumble there on the way back too. So definitely got to be careful on these counterattacks from our set pieces. Gordon, Wrexham don't look bad. Reminds you of playing in high school. Honestly, yeah, that kind of open play, definitely dangerous counterattacks, not too much possession and, passing back and forth, passing around the back, all that jazz. As McBurney clears it, lands to McAtee here, and he's got some space to run into. If he can get around these defenders, he's got the room, tries to lay the pass off to Tommy Doyle. I don't think that was the option. Probably should have continued his run and taken a shot himself, but Blades do retain possession here now with Ben Osborne finding McAtee, working the way down the left-hand side. Now Norwood seeing Bogle make a run, opts to pass short to Tommy Doyle, who crosses it in long. Mark Howard just getting a fingertip to push that one wide. McBurney on the ball again. Now Ben Osborne crossing it in and meets the head of Wrexham defender.
That was a great shot, just long, and Howard was ready for it.
Yeah. Wasn't even sure if Doyle was shooting or if he was crossing that one in. It was very powerful as the Blades still on possession. Jaden Bogle now on the left-hand side trying to work his way with Basham, who runs in, tries to get in the way of that clearance from Howard. And the ball lands with Ollie Palmer. And Wrexham have a counter-attacking opportunity here, but opting to retain possession, cycle back through the back. Simon, early shouts for Osborne off. He and Basham have both looked a little uncomfortable on the left-hand side. Maybe that's just a Wrexham trying to play there as Jaden Bogle is able to intercept this pass, trying to find Jan Jebison, but can't quite make it there. Too many red shirts in the way. Yeah, definitely concerning on the left-hand side of our defense today with Osborne, who can play left back, but probably more of a midfielder. And then Basham, who's right-footed center back, normally playing on the left-hand side. So Norwood, long field pass, Jaden Bogle heading it forward, trying to find Doyle, but it is cleared by Wrexham. And it'll be out for a Wrexham throw.
I do apologize in advance. I'm realizing you're talking 98% of the time. I'm just enjoying the match and don't have, unfortunately, a lot to add because I'm still getting familiar with our team and the players. But I love hearing you commentate on the game, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. And just showed a quick replay of Tommy Doyle's shot/cross thing. And, yeah, it was on target. So Mark Howard definitely needed to get in the way of that. Just showing the stat right now, Wrexham have 2 attempts, 0 on target. United 4 attempts, 3 on target, one of which was the goal from Ollie McBurney off the corner as Jaden Bogle is called offside on that ball through.
The way you said on target just sounded like Star Wars. Stay on target, stay on target. That's all I could think of.
And a nice overhead shot here. You can see the construction site of the old cop stands there. I will say that some of the renders of the new stands that have been shared. Planned. Yeah.
Okay.
Really cool looking building. The current exterior of the race course ground is a lot of white facade, and this one would have that kind of black glass look. Very sleek, modern design, but something I think that will still fit and won't be too out of the ordinary for that area.
Stopped whatever they were trying to do right there.
Yep. Long ball forward. Jebison is able to get on the end of this one, trying to get past O'Connor. Cuts back there, looking for a pass, does find Tommy Doyle. And a long cross in, looking for McBurney, but not able to get onto that one. And Bogle jumping into the Wrexham defender there. Bogle running around everywhere, not just sticking to his right-hand side as that right back, but that's what he does. Yeah, so Chad has not started a new channel yet. I don't want to throw him under the bus too much, but he was a Chelsea supporter at one point. He then swapped over to the Blades because he got tired of the big money Premier League sides. But then Sunderland Till I Die, that documentary came out, and so now he's like a half Sunderland supporter. So we all expected him to be, Wrexham as his like 4th or 5th team. But no, not yet. No Wrexham Way channel for Chad just yet. Still just the Red Half of Sheffield podcast that he does with Noah. You guys can catch that wherever you find podcasts. They do post-match discussions with a little bit of that pre-match build up every week. And they also do the watch-alongs here with me. Our or I should say I do them with them. It's you know, it's kind of whoever's available. We just hop on and do the watch along, but it's a lot of fun. And yeah, no Chad, probably for the first time this season. I think we've done one without him. So, but we are just about at 28 minutes into this match. Ball out for a Wrexham throw into the Blades half of the pitch. Sheffield United still up 1-0 from the early goal off the corner, Ollie McBurney's header. And Wrexham really having some good opportunities on counterattacks, but not too much otherwise. Another set piece opportunity here, though, from Ben Tozer, the long throw specialist for Wrexham. And we'll see if they can get anything. They are dangerous from these set plays. As the ball comes in and Egan able to get ahead to that. But Blades haven't cleared it just yet. And Jaden Bogle would have had an opportunity for the counterattack there, but maybe a finger to the eye or something there from Tozer. Unfortunate, though, because he had space. He would have been clear.
Oh, yep. Just as he was passing the Wrexham player, finger to the eye.
Yep. Oh, and that's
and the nose.
Bloody nose there. So that was a gross close-up shot. Was not expecting that. Usually you see those far away, but
as we have learned in society, he's doing the right thing, not tilting his head back, letting it just flow out.
Yep. So
graphic for on camera, but helpful for him.
Yep.
Yikes.
So, Steve, I do agree. Chad's adopted British pessimism, although I think he's just a pessimistic guy to begin with. Like, whenever he's like optimistic about the Blades, scoring or our chances, I'm just like, who are you? What have you done with Chad? As we are now in this mini break, seeing the replay of the goal from McBurney. Again, like right in the second minute of the game, early corner, and the cross coming in from Tommy Doyle and just bullet header right into the back of the net. Awesome job from McBurney, back in the starting lineup for the first time in a while. JL Gamer, no, gotta disagree. Not even respectfully, just disagree straight up. Yeah. So no blue and white owls in this household. We did, ironically, I don't know if I've told this story. We had a friend, doesn't know anything about football, nothing about England. She just has a set of navy blue and white towels with an owl on it. And I was going to the bathroom in her house, went over to wash my hands, dry my hands off. I'm like, what is this? I can't use this. So I used my pants because I was not going to touch that towel. And I came out of the bathroom, as, doing a game night and everything. I told everyone, like, you don't know what you've done, but that's not allowed. So
he's not kidding, by the way. This happened.
So yeah, definitely not a fan of that other team from Hillsborough and all that stuff. We did watch a little bit of the Wednesday match the other day, and I think you guys got the replay yesterday. So definitely looked the stronger side against Fleetwood, but no love lost between me and you guys there. So I'd say Bogle has been moved off to the side. They're still attending to the bleeding nose. Hopefully it's not broken or anything. It was just a contact little bleed or something, but we'll see if he can make it back onto the pitch at some point, as Adam Davies with the long ball ricocheting around right now, but the Blades are trying to get possession of it. Not quite able to. So as a time update, as you can see on the screen, we're just past 32 minutes here into the match. Still 1-0. We're still leading this game. If you've missed it, Wrexham have already had to make 2 early substitutions to their back line, both Tunnicliffe and Aaron Hayden, as the long shot there from Mullen way outside of the box. Just tried one, why not? And does go wide of the net. over the top two. Yeah. Not really close to goal, but maybe trying to catch Adam Davies unaware. But no, as I was saying, Tunnicliffe and Aaron Hayden for Wrexham have gone off already with injuries within the first 10 minutes. So Wrexham having to use 2 of their subs already in this match, and both at the back. So you'd think that the Blades should be able to get back into this one and score a few more goals, make this lead a bit more comfortable going into halftime, as we have about 12 minutes left before the first half ends. But so far, Wrexham have done a pretty decent job of defending. They've used the counterattacks well, created some opportunities. They do have the long throw threat with Ben Tozer. Obviously, Sheffield United's long ball threat is on the bench, Jack Robinson. So potential we see him later on today. As Jaden Bogle with the nose plugs there, trying to stop that bleeding so he can get back on the pitch. Blades right now playing with 10 men against 11. As Ahmed Hodges with the throw in, trying to get the ball downfield, at least just keeping it out of the danger area while the Blades are down a defender. But Wrexham trying their best to take advantage of this opportunity while they have the man advantage right now. Passing out to the left-hand side of the Blades defense as Basham and Osborne able to stop that one. McAtee couldn't quite get on the end of that pass, so it does go out for a Wrexham throw. Sus Impo, Wrexham are holding their ground. Obviously, the goal right away wasn't ideal for them, good for us, but since then they haven't looked like the lower league side particularly, as it looks like Jaden Bogle is back on the pitch to help defend from this long throw opportunity. Ref just going into the box to have some words with some of the players, make sure everybody knows what they need to be doing so no one gets in trouble here.
I will say, as someone who doesn't know enough about either team's play style, as just an outsider, they do look somewhat evenly matched right now, particularly the way they've both been playing. If you told me to guess what the score was, I would have said 0-0. They both are playing pretty equally.
Mm-hmm. And long throw again from Tozer, another header clear, reaching Tozer again. He's going to let it roll out. So 3 long throws in a row here, quickly taken. And this time the Blades are able to at least clear it forward to get that ricochet. So it'll be a goal kick for the Blades. So Young kind of putting that one behind for the Blades goal kick, and Wrexham not able to get anything from 3 long throws in quick succession. So, Adrian, I don't know if they are a better team than the league they're in. That's for sure. They have higher quality players. I would probably put them in the upper half of League 2 at a minimum with the quality that they have and the depth. But obviously, we should still be taking care of a side like this. 70 teams in terms of league position in between us and Wrexham.
Really?
Yep, 70 teams.
Oh.
3-4 leagues or whatever it is.
Wow.
3 leagues. We're in the 2nd tier. They're in the 5th tier. So, yeah, a lot of space that we should be able to take better care of them. But they are definitely putting the pressure on now, as Basham has to clear that one as he's falling down. Wrexham already back on the front foot here in the attacking third, and looking to get the ball clear to relieve some of this pressure that's been sustained from Wrexham right now.
Scott is saying he doesn't have a lot of confidence because we're saying they're evenly matched, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, Scott. What we need right now is you to just say something about one of our players in a negative light, and we can expect a goal from them. So if you just say like something about Jebison hasn't looked good, or, like you did with Billy Sharp, a month ago, and then Billy Sharp scored. I don't know if you heard about that, but
Nope.
So Scott was, we're paraphrasing here, Scott. Scott basically saying Billy's past it. He's too slow. And we put his comment up on the screen, and then immediately Billy scores. So
he took it to heart.
Yep, exactly. It's been the reverse good luck charm, kind of like the opposite day good luck charm for us. But we have fun with it, Scott. And we are definitely missing a few players from our first 11, specifically on the left-hand side of defense. Basham playing in place of Robinson and Osborne in place of Lowe. Davies on for Fotheringham, although Davies, I think, has done a pretty decent job now. He's kind of settled in first couple minutes. He had some sketchy moments there between him and Paul Mullen, but I think Davies has kind of come into his own in this match. It's really Basham and Osborne that I'm more concerned with in the back right now for us. So on 38 minutes here, Blades pressing forward, trying to find those openings. John Egan on the ball right about halfway out left to Basham. And again, that footedness, you would like to see a left-footed player out there to be able to cross the ball in, kick it long, but he kind of has to cut back onto his right anytime he passes it. So doesn't let him run forward as much as he would want to. But here's Ben Osborne trying to link up with a quick 1-2 to McAtee, and Ford puts it out for a Blades throw. So we do have a little bit of opportunity, a little bit of sustained possession to interrupt Wrexham here, as they've been definitely on the front foot the last 5-10 minutes. So Kevin saying that they're League One standard. I can see that. I think on their best day, Wrexham could hold their own in League One for sure. Just kind of showing what level of talent they have down here in the National League, and that they should be getting out of this league soon. As Osborne and Basham and McAtee playing some passes short to each other on this left-hand side, outlet back to John Egan, who finds all the way back to Adam Davies as Ollie Palmer pushing up, and Davies forced to kick it long and does not find a Sheffield United player. Doyle called for the foul there, so a quick free kick taken by Wrexham. And about 5.5 minutes left in this first half. Wrexham trying to find the equalizer before they go into the locker room. Blades looking for that second goal to extend the lead, as the long ball going up, Jaden Bogle able to get the head on it. Deflection hits Tommy Doyle, and he is able to find Ahmed Hodzic, who's looking for that pass to Bogle. Can't get past the Wrexham defender. And Wrexham here in some dangerous areas with dangerous possession. Bogle now getting back to help defend, and the ball goes out for a Wrexham throw. Adrian, sketchy would be a nice way of describing Davies' first 15 minutes. That's fair. I'm the optimistic egg in the bunch. So, but we are definitely happy that he's kind of settled into this one. As another long throw from Ben Tozer for Wrexham. This seems to be their playbook right now, as this one goes a little shorter to Paul Mullen. Tozer trying to look now for that cross into the box, but Bogle has really closed him tight here, so doesn't have much opportunity to cross this in. And Bogle just keeping that one in, so it doesn't go out for a corner. Great from him. And now it's Jebison, striker, all the way back defending here. And it's going to be a Blades throw in. Nice job there, boys. Good to see that. Jones, the substitute for Wrexham, not able to make anything of that opportunity there. I haven't seen that, Adrian, about McBurney. Maybe seeing the injury still, the groin injury he had for a while back in the first half of the season. If that's bothering him still, then maybe he doesn't play the full 90 minutes. Maybe we see Njai or Sharp coming on at some point for him. As the ball, McAtee trying to get it upfield, but loses possession here. And Blades now need to put some pressure on Wrexham and try to win this ball back high up the pitch, because Wrexham has gotten too deep into the Blades half for much of this game. And Tommy Doyle able to get on the end of a ricochet there off of Ahmed Hodzic. So it's now McAtee running up the middle, looking for a pass, does find Jebison, who finds Ollie Norwood, now out wide for Ahmed Hodzic, back to Norwood, and just finding the ball over the top, but nobody making that run. And so Mark Howard for Wrexham calmly collects it. So just under 3 minutes now left in the first half before stoppage time. Blades still up 1-0, and Basham able to get to the head of that one, but doesn't land with the Blades player. And foul there on Basham. Mullen turning him around, and the quick free kick taken. So opportunity here for the Blades while Wrexham may be caught sleeping, but the passes are more sideways than forward, and that's going to let Wrexham get back into their defensive shape here as Bogle trying to find, I think, McAtee on the run, but Jebison gets in the way of that one.
What's Sheffield United's method of bringing on subs? Are we do we tend to bring on one or two before the halftime?
Usually late.
Late, okay.
Very late.
I'm realizing in comparison to having two already come on for Wrexham, we haven't had any yet. But I don't know what our method of bringing them on is.
Yeah, Hecky usually likes to wait until after 65 minutes.
Okay.
Earliest I've seen is we made one halftime sub at halftime, but that was kind of an odd thing. So, yep. Scott, 89th is the majority of our subs. Adrian, 65th minute. Hecky hates a sub. Very, very late. So we do have another corner here. Tommy Doyle taking this one. Does reach the back corner, but it goes too far as McBurney tripping a little bit on the hoarding sign there. So first couple corners have been taken short or, near post. And that one, Doyle aiming for the far post, but a little too much for there. Wayne, Fulham fan, so here to scout out Sander Berger, I see. But thinking that Wrexham's going to turn this game around. As of now, that seems likely. They've definitely been stronger the last 10, 15 minutes, but I think the Blades have too much quality to let Wrexham get 2 goals. I predicted a 3-1 at the beginning, and I'm sticking by that. But Wrexham definitely have looked a bit stronger. So, 89th minute. So we love our, 2 guys on the 89th minute. So we will probably see that one in this match. So almost here at 45 minutes. We'll wait for the sign to see how much time is added on here at the end of the first half. But Wrexham on the edge of the area, crossing it in, and Egan able to get ahead to clear that one as it crosses over into stoppage time now. 7 minutes for the 2 injuries and Jaden Bogle. But Jebison trying to get past Mark Howard, who is way outside. If we can get to this one and just launch one forward quickly, that was a chance to take advantage of that opportunity. But nothing coming from that as Bogle lumps it forward, aiming for Jebison, but ball curls out and bounces out. So Howard doing a nice job there of coming out of his goal, and a great ball from Norwood over the top. If Howard hadn't committed to that, Jebison would have been in on goal for sure. So 7 minutes of stoppage time right now. Bogle called for a foul, so it'll be a free kick for Wrexham. And him and McFadden kind of both going for the ball there. Wasn't much in it for Bogle, but I can see he didn't make a play at the ball. He was kind of holding on to McFadden's shoulders there. So I see where the ref was coming from calling that one. So O'Connor taking this free kick into the box. Heads go up. Bounces back out for 38. I think that's Young, the captain for Wrexham. And he took a shot, deflected off of the group of players in the box still, and the ball ends up out with a Wrexham throw near the halfway line.
I will say, I played basketball. It was the only sport I played growing up. I've been watching a lot of sports since I was young. One of the things I've never understood about football is the amount of leeway that people can take when taking throw-ins. I watched the ball go out right at half, and I think he was at least 10 yards in front. Yep. But I get it. That's part of the game, but it's been something I've had to really get used to.
Definitely. Yeah, basketball. The ref hands you the ball where you're going to pass it.
And he decides. You do not get to decide.
Yeah. So, but a free kick for the Blades here. In their own half, trying to work the ball forward now is Chris Basham. Looking for the pass, finds Osborne. Back to Basham, and the ball forward long. Daniel Jebison making a run, but the ball rolls out of play. Again, just enough curve on that one. So we're about 2.5 minutes into 7 minutes of stoppage time. Again, Wrexham had 2 injuries and had to make some subs. Jaden Bogle had the bloody nose. There was a goal. So I don't think we played more than like a minute of actual football in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So 7 minutes feels appropriate for this match. Almost like a World Cup level of stoppage time. If you remember that with the World Cup, they just gave literally every second of stoppage time that was taken during the game.
Is FA Cup pretty stringent with how they award?
Not any more than the regular league usually. So, yeah, Simon agreeing with you, Sam. As Jebison moving the ball forward, McAtee right on the edge of the area, finds Osborne, who crosses it in, and it's going to be out for probably a corner, I think, for the Blades. Yep, sly walk. Just keep going. And then you're still going to run forward when you throw it too. So,
yep.
Absolutely. And here's Osborne again with that deflected cross off of O'Connor, it looked like, and out for another corner for the Blades. Ollie Norwood taking this one this time instead of Tommy Doyle. Also going far post. McBurney able to get ahead this time. A short header to him, Basham in, but it was right at Howard. So no threat there for the Wrexham keeper. As Mullen on the counter, he's all alone. He's in the box. Nobody there in front of him. He shoots. Davies, great job getting in the way, but no one stepped in to collect the ball. And eventually Basham is able to clear it as the ref waves away the penalty shouts from Palmer. And now it's Jebison, 1 man, 2 man to beat. Does get through one leg, but can't quite make it there. He had McBurney out wide, but that wasn't really the prime position there. And Blades fans standing up, cheering there. Paul Mullen had the keeper. He had Davies and just shot right at him. You'd expect, if you're a Wrexham fan, better than that from Mullen. But he beat Bogle. Osborne not able to get in enough. And Davies did a great job of getting the hands up there. Opted not to go out for the ricochet. And eventually the Blades were able to clear that one. But woof, that was dangerous again. And as we've seen all through this half, Wrexham on the counterattack look like they can score. And now McBurney finding Jebison, but not able to find that next pass there. So it's Wrexham on the ball again. And Jebison able to win it back, keep it in play now, making a run forward towards the corner flag, looking to cut back here probably, find a cross, or maybe just see out this half without giving Wrexham another chance to score. So Ahmed Hadzic, Norwood, Basham collecting some passes there between each other. Now Tommy Doyle on the ball, looking to cross this one in, but it hits the first man only a few yards away from him. And out for a Blades throw. We are almost 6 minutes through our 7 minutes of stoppage time, so not too much left in this half as Bogle is slowly walking over to take this throw in, trying to get into halftime. I think at this point, both sides are content going in as is. I don't think Wrexham want to concede, but if anybody's going to score in this last minute, it looks like it's going to be Wrexham. So can the Blades find a way to put some last second pressure on them in the first half and extend that lead? We haven't seen it yet, but as a bad pass from McAtee, Basham just able to get to it in front of Palmer, but it deflects to Paul Mullen, who is given a free kick right on the edge of the area and a yellow card for John Egan. Mullen pushed the ball wide around Egan, and I think Wrexham claiming that was going to be in the box and it should be a penalty, but instead the ref's giving a free kick, maybe a foot outside of the box, as Basham having to do his best to clear it away from Palmer. And
it was definitely outside the box.
Yeah. Egan sticking a foot in there, not getting the ball. That is a foul. That is outside the box. Yellow card. I'm okay with that, but yeah.
Not great.
I agree with Adrian here. Basham on the wrong side of the pitch. He's right-footed, and you're seeing it. Now, again, that one was a bad back pass from McAtee. That was the real reason there, but he has just not looked comfortable out there today. So,
and now 30 seconds in past the stoppage time of 7 minutes.
Yep. So this will probably be the last opportunity for either team. So free kick from a dangerous area for Wrexham. Simon, I agree. Some through balls for Wrexham from our players. Ryan Reynolds in the shot there, shaking his head. He probably thought it was penalty worthy inside the box, but our replay showed it was not in the box. So the correct decision by the referee. So the wall only a yard or two in front of the 6-yard box here. Paul Mullen stepping over this one. And we'll see where this goes as the shot's taken, hits the wall. I think that was Norwood, like right in the face. And ball going out. Sheffield United keep the ball in, and that's the end of the half. Claps from the Blades supporters as we do have the lead going into halftime. Sheffield United 1, Wrexham 0. It is halftime. Whew. What a half. Thoughts on the first half, Sam?
Well, again, coming from someone who doesn't know these teams nearly as well as you all do, my biggest thing is when I watch and try to watch from a neutral eye, it just looked well matched. I mean, there wasn't a lot of one-sided play, and they even put up some form of stat that showed, I think, where on the pitch the plays were happening, and it looked like 48% were around the halfway mark, and then it was almost split evenly between both goals. And I mean, I think that stat said a lot about our ability to keep the ball on, trying to go towards goal. It happened, but it wasn't enough, and I think Wrexham was counteracting that.
Yep. Definitely. Obviously, as a recap for the first half, if you missed it, within the first minute, Sheffield United won a corner and Tommy Doyle took it near post. A brilliant run by Ollie McBurney, a bullet header right past Mark Howard. And the Blades had the early lead. From that, Wrexham had an injury, so they had to make a substitution. And not even 2 minutes later, had to make a second substitution. One of their top scorers with 10 goals, Aaron Hayden, central defender, having to come off. So at that point, it felt like Sheffield United would have the momentum. You have 2 substitute defenders going into that back line for Wrexham. You already don't have your number 1 keeper on the pitch, and the Blades haven't been able to do anything with it. I think 5 or 6 corners already for Sheffield United. As I'll try to pull up the stats here. But it has definitely been a even match to be optimistic for the Blades. But I would even say that Wrexham have looked the stronger side, have really dominated on the counterattack from all of our set pieces and all the corners that we've had. Basham on the left-hand side has not looked good, not looked comfortable. Adam Davies for the first 15 minutes of the game didn't look comfortable. Ben Osborne's been okay, having the actual left foot as a left back, but even he is not really our best left back option. So I think Heckingbottom's going to have to make some changes going into the second half. So at this time, let's look at some comments from the chat. So Adrian McAtee having a debut moment. So yeah, his first match for us was not good. Didn't have a really good debut, and I think it was Luton that we were playing. So definitely has not looked very sharp. He was the one who gave that pass right at the end of the half there, passed it back to Basham, who was spun the wrong way. Basham, all he could do was just dive to get it out of the way of Ollie Palmer. And then that kind of kick put it right in front of Paul Mullen. And then Mullen was on and, really easy to beat John Egan there and win that dangerous free kick late on. So McAtee, not a great half. UTB up the Blades is saying we are losing this, but I hope we don't. I agree. I don't want us to lose. It would be fun to keep going, to be the anti-Cinderella team. We're going to crush the hopes and dreams of Wrexham. That would be awesome, but we are not playing well. I agree with you, Scott. We're not playing well. Liverpool lost to Brighton Hove Albion earlier, and that was definitely an unexpected result there. Hopefully it doesn't go that way for us, but as we're seeing the replays right now, that header from McBurney was brilliant. Great run, beat Tunnicliffe, who then kind of rolls in and gets injured off of the end of that play. So, just crazy. Kevin, we don't look convincing. Agree. Gonna win, flip other time. So I hope we can win. We've got to really kind of solidify at the back. We haven't conceded the goal yet, luckily. So, it's still been kept a clean sheet so far, but we have to be better. This is probably the most pessimistic I think I've been with a lead at halftime yet this season. Definitely, if you're trying to watch the match in the US, we have the ESPN Plus broadcast. In the UK, it's on BBC. If you don't live in either of those locations or have access, there is a, I'll pull this up here. Completely unrelated, by the way, NordVPN, if you use the code TSUW, you can get NordVPN VPN services using that code, the Sheff United way. So I don't know, just completely unrelated to if you're trying to watch from a different location. Johnny, what's up, Johnny? Our favorite ? Burnley fan in the chat, here to scout again as usual. Give us the pessimistic views, but hey, we're winning, Johnny. So yeah. So Scott, with the early suggestion, maybe getting some of the kids on at halftime. So if we put up at the bottom here, let me just scroll the Blades team at the bottom here. So substitution wise, we do have some first team players on the bench. We do have some youth team players, you could say, or under 21 players. So Sachdev, Koulibaly, Marsh could all come on as more youthful players. You could also put Robinson and Lowe back into that left side of the defense, shore that up a little bit more. And then if you really want a goal, just put in Jai on the pitch. I mean, Illiman will create a goal in this match. That's where I got to remember, right? Jebison and McBurney. Yes, McBurney got the goal, but they are not they're almost the same type of player where they're going to push forward as a true number 9. McBurney, the really solid, beat up the other team, win the headers kind of player. Jebison will run off the ball. He'll make those runs, but you don't have a creative player dropping deep in either of those two. And that's what you could get with Illiman and Jai. So as soon as Hackingbottom wants to win this match, just put in Jai on the field and we will. Honestly, I could see, making the substitution, taking McAtee off, putting Illiman on. I think that would be a really good shout at some point in the second half because McAtee just hasn't looked very solid. But we'll see. Scott not missing Johnny. Johnny's prediction here, 3-1 to Sheffield United. So that's a good shout. Marsh is a under 21, been on fire. So there you go. I'm not sure off the top of my head what position Marsh plays. I want to say it's midfield, but I can pull that up right now. Louis Marsh is, I guess, more of an offensive player. That's what the app I'm looking at says.
I will say, I don't know how many people are able to watch the specific stream, but ESPN Plus just put up a fact. Did you see it just now?
I missed that. No.
Apparently, Wrexham has not lost at home since November 30th of 2021, or equivalent to 425 days. So we're trying to beat that. We're trying to get that streak cut and stop that, apparently.
Yep. So Adrian looking at maybe Sachdev on for Osborne instead of Lowe. I do agree if we don't need to use some of our first team players, you might as well give them the rest. The league for us is also important. As much as Wrexham is trying to get promoted out of the National League, we're trying to get promoted out of the Championship. So any kind of rest you can have for your starting players, that's important. Scott confirming that, yes, Marsh is Louis Marsh is a striker. So that could be a good opportunity, maybe getting him on for McBurney and Jebison, getting some minutes in the legs there. Where's Chad? So Johnny, Chad, and Noah, who do the watch along from the Red Half of Sheffield podcast, today they are both watching this match in person with some American Blades fans. Noah in Los Angeles, Chad on the East Coast down in the Charlotte area. So they both wanted to watch this one big match, in person, trying to get a group of fans watching together. So we took that opportunity. Me and my wife, Sam, here decided, hey, let's do a watch along together on the couch together, watching the game. We've literally moved our TV. It's normally like way up far away on the wall. We moved it down really close. So I really like this. I almost want to keep it this way, except that it's now like completely in the way of like how we walk to our kitchen. So we'll have to switch it back, but it's kind of fun, doing this setup, getting Sam here. We've gone to, in person, see football matches, soccer matches together.
Mm-hmm.
My MLS team that I support is FC Cincinnati down in Ohio. And so we've gone to a couple FC Cincinnati games in person, home. Right in Cincinnati. And then even last year when Cincinnati made the MLS Cup playoffs for the first time in their team's history, we were there in person in the New York Red Bulls Stadium and saw Cincinnati win a thrilling match 2-1 with a late goal from Brandon Vasquez, newly capped U.S. men's international Brandon Vasquez, who scored the only goal in the 2 games for the U.S. national team. So that's my little, mic drop plug for any of the American team fans out there. Brandon Vasquez is going places. If he stays the whole season with Cincinnati, I'll be happy, but I think he's moving to Europe. And he's honestly the type of striker that Sheffield United could use. Really classic number 9. He is big and strong like McBurney, but he's fast and quick like Jebison and can make those runs off the ball. I know we're not going to have Iliman Jai forever, but holy cow, would Brandon Vasquez and Iliman Jai be an amazing couple together, like on the field? Because Vasquez for FC Cincinnati has a great number 10 in Luciano Acosta to just feed him balls, and just all day he's going to score goals. So anyways, I'll get off of the MLS rant there, but that's the type of player I think Sheffield United could look at long-term when we push into the Premier League. So potentially, if anybody on the Sheffield United scouting team is looking, Brandon Vasquez, that's the guy I want us to bring in. But yeah, so we've seen games in person. It was really cool, that atmosphere, jumping up and down like crazy. I lost my voice like I am now because I don't talk a lot in my day-to-day life. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So let's see. Yeah, Paul. So the game is on BBC if you're in the UK. I'm not sure which channel it is. If you're in the US, it's on ESPN Plus. I'm not sure. Yeah, BBC One there. Scott's got you. Never mind. I don't need to worry about it. So Sam, we've been solid defensively and dealt with their long throws really well. I think so. I would agree with that. The long throws have been frequent, but not really been as aggressive as they could be with those. Haven't been that dangerous. So it's more the counterattacking from our set plays that I think is a little bit more concerning. But yeah, so, well, we do have a few minutes before the second half kicks back underway. And I do have we did a little pre-match quiz. So I've got another little game here for Sam to play here. So you are obviously not as big of a football fan, a soccer fan in the US, but you like sports. You played sports in high school. And you've been around sports your whole life. So I want to see if you know of any of these football terms. Okay. Some of them a little bit more English than American, but I want to see. And obviously, if you in the chat want to play along at home, throw the definition of the term in the chat, feel free to. So the first term I have here is, we'll go in alphabetical order, is brace. So if I said brace in the football sense, what would I be referring to? What would I be talking about?
I'm going to refer to it, or I'm going to assume it's not referring to a physical brace on a person like I played with when I tore my ACL. So that's out, because I'm assuming it's not the obvious. Is it a noun or a verb?
It's a noun.
Okay. It sounds like you could brace for something. So
that's fair.
I'm just going to go vague because I have no idea. So I'm going to assume it's some part of the kit or the uniform.
So it is not. Johnny throwing you off though here. Like it's not an amazing goal. But Burnley do score braces. So a brace is 2 goals.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So a hat trick's 3 goals, right? So if you score a hat trick, that means you've scored 3 goals. So if a player scores 2, they've scored a brace. So that's one I did not know until I really started following football. Next one, clean sheet.
You referenced it earlier in the game. So I'm going to either assume it means you don't let the other team score or the game doesn't have a score. So it's either 0-0 or if you're the team that wins, you don't let the other team score. So 1-0, 3-0.
Yep. So it's a shutout in American sports.
Okay.
So, yep, other team doesn't score any goals. That would be a clean sheet. So right now we're keeping a clean sheet there. As you can see, 0 for Wrexham scored. So yeah, good. You had that one. All right.
I wouldn't have known it before today, but you said it today. So
next one, lino. You know what lino?
Can you spell it for me?
LINE-O.
Oh, line O. I'm gonna guess that it's a type of play when, much like a free kick or a penalty, where you get that like line of players. And then it wraps into an O, so they're kind of surrounding the ball.
That would be fun, but no. A lino, I looked this up. I've not really heard many people use it, but it's the assistant ref that runs on the sidelines back and forth.
Oh, I mean, I guess that
so
makes
line
sense.
Official.
Yeah, okay.
All right, a few more before we get started. Park the bus.
Put a bunch of players right in the goal area. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. So basically, you're parking the bus in front of the goal, super defensive.
Try to defend. Yeah.
So
okay.
Like if we're still 1-0 with like 5 minutes left, Hecky could park the bus, really just drop everybody deep and defend like crazy.
Okay.
Rosie.
Rose is in like rows of people, or rose is in the flower?
Row, like ROW.
Oh, the last line offensively, like before you would score?
Not quite. So it is the back. So like Johnny's saying, back of the stadium. So usually it's used in the context of you really missed the goal and like shoot it way over top.
Oh,
you've shot it to Rosette. It hits Rosette.
Because I knew Zed was the Z in British slang.
So we're about to get underway. So we'll save some of these maybe for the rest of them for the rest of the match. But I was about to say, get the clock going here. And there we go. We kicked off. So second half underway. If you didn't catch it, there was a quick substitution. So Max Lowe is on the pitch now for James McAtee. So with that, Max Lowe slotting into the left back spot. And that probably means Osborne's moving into the midfield on the left-hand side where McAtee was. So decent shout for that change from a lot of folks. So Johnny was asking to see this one here. Went to Ipswich yesterday, 5 hours, and they're 5 hours back, and now it's a draw. So you're going to get the replay at Turf Moor, so that's good, Johnny. You get the home match in the cup, but that's a second match now for Burnley then. So a little bit of fixture congestion for Burnley. That might help the Blades in the league if we can win this game and have one less game to play than Burnley. But we are underway here. So McAtee was subbed off here. Definitely a subpar performance from him. 10 hours for nothing, Johnny. I don't know if I've ever traveled 5 hours out, 5 hours back in a single day. That's a lot of time to spend traveling. I've definitely gone to matches when we lived in Dayton. I drove up to Cleveland to see the Browns play, and we did that in a day, and I think it was about 2 hours each way, 2.5.
2.5, yeah.
So that's probably the longest I've gone to for a day of match for any sport. So, but definitely when it's your team, when you love them and support them, you do stuff like that. If you can get the away ticket, you go. And I'm sure it was still fun to see your team playing out there. Ipswich Town, League One side, I think, right now. So not a team that you're going to play in the regular season here. As Wrexham really putting the pressure on, trying to get in the box here. And a goal kick awarded here as Jones is the last one that ball touches out behind the back of the goal. And just showing the replay here, and it does come off of Jones's foot, and he isn't able to keep that one in. And Scott actually completely forgot about that. So after the goal, when McBurney went down and scored, he ran into not only Tunnicliffe on the Wrexham side, but he did bungle over McAtee as well. So very likely that could have been what the performance drop was due to. So Scott, great observation there for sure. Every chance that was the reason. So as Wrexham here still on the ball, Ollie Palmer passing forward. He's dropping deep right now, and McFadzean was bumped in the back of the back by Anel Ahmedhodzic there, winning the free kick in the Blades half. So definitely Wrexham on the front foot already this half. With the Blades having the lead, Wrexham need to score goals to stay in this match and stay in the competition. As trying to get the cross in, Doyle doing a good job getting in front of that one. And here's Young. The ball, Davies deflects it away, but punches it right out to Wrexham. They've taken 2 or 3 shots now, and Davies has gotten in the way of each and every one. Now Bogle has the opportunity to clear it out for a throw-in. Holy smokes. Adam Davies, I mean, great job to get in the way of all those shots, but he really should have collected this first one coming out wide from outside of the box from Young here. And Davies probably should have caught that one, but every other shot here, great job between him. I think Jebison maybe even got in the way of one of them, blocked it. But holy smokes. A long throw from Tozer. Heads go up. Ball is in the back of the net for Wrexham.
Wow.
And that is Jones. Substitute came on early in this match, getting the goal, and it is 1-1. And yeah, Adrian, keeper error.
That was kind of culmination of like 2 minutes of just a climactic rise in performance from Wrexham.
Yep.
Unfortunately, not surprised that they scored right there.
Absolutely. And just we did well against the long throw in the first half, but Ben Tozer here able to get the ball right in a dangerous area. The head, I think the ball comes off of Egan or McBurney's back here. Doesn't even hit the Wrexham player. Yeah, it's McBurney's back, and then Jones is able to just somehow turn his body and get a foot onto that. Just crazy. And Bogle coming off the line there, if he stays closer to that back post there, he might have had a chance. But well, we'll update the score. It is not halftime anymore. It's into the second half, and Wrexham have just equalized with a well-taken goal from a long throw. So that puts it at Sheffield United 1, Wrexham 1. And that goal coming off of Jones for Wrexham. So Blades, still some work to do here to get back into the lead now. But holy smokes, it is, not looking good, as Wrexham did have a lot of the momentum at the end of the first half too. And again, you would think that with them losing 2 of their defenders and having their backup goalkeeper in, that the Blades should be able to score lots of goals in this match. But it's Wrexham who have been on the front foot, and definitely not looking good for us. So yeah, Wrexham definitely looking lively. The fans are getting into it now. We have not been playing well. Completely agree with you, Scott, there. But we have to look for the opportunities like this one where McBurney finds Jayden Bogle. Jayden Bogle looking for that cross into the center, finds Jebison. They have men forward getting into the box. Now it's Ahmedhodzic looking to cross in to a dangerous area, but it hits the first Wrexham player in smack dab in the face. And Davies having to come out to clear that one. And this is where Wrexham is dangerous on the counterattack. As the Blades get up and get players into attacking positions and into the attacking third, Wrexham can immediately win the ball back, and Paul Mullen is just pushing the back line constantly. And this is why Wrexham is a dangerous team. It's this exact play style that they have right now. And again, Wrexham on the ball, looking to play it forward, hovering around the halfway line right now. Ahmed Hodzic doing a decent enough job to get in the way of that one and has to put it out for a throw. Paul Mullen getting the crowd going, really putting pressure on the Blades back line. And again, he's at least a League One quality player, playing all the way down in the National League. Just crazy to think about. So another long throw incoming from Ben Tozer, although he is nowhere near where the ball went out, but that's okay. Throw is in to the box, heads go up, ball's cleared, but only as far as the edge of the area. And the shot taken going well wide from Lee. Oof. Every one of these looks dangerous. So if you're trying to keep time at home, it's 54 minutes into the match, so 9 minutes up in the corner there. Just add 45 to that, and that's where we are in the second half. It is 1-1. Wrexham have equalized. Blades have not looked strong as the long ball forward Jebison isn't able to get on the end of. Does eventually land back with Mark Howard, the former Blade, current Wrexham goalkeeper. And they try a long ball of their own, which the Blades are able to get a little bit of control on, but again, not really getting that sustained pressure possession that we would like to see. So another long ball forward. Palmer now for Wrexham, keeping the ball in play. He's got Mullen on his back shoulder, hugging the touch line, and we're able to clear the ball long. But again, just not getting it to a Blades forward. Jebison and McBurney, neither of them really able to get on the end of the ball. And here's Mullen again going into the box. Ahmed Hodzic sticking a foot out, but not doing anything. And eventually we get the ball clear, and Jebison, luckily, the foul is given. A yellow card it's going to be here for the captain, Young, for Wrexham. So both team captains shown the yellow already in this match. One card apiece. Scott there. Where is there it is. Davies doing his best Michael Verrips impression today. Agree. Yep. Michael Verrips is like one performance he had at the beginning of last year just was not good at all. But yeah, neither keeper have been really good. I don't think Mark Howard did a lot wrong on that early McBurney goal for the Blades, but he didn't really do his part. And Adam Davies has definitely been shaky at the back. I think all of the Blades are just nervous in this match. So, yep, Simon, I was literally thinking this same thing. Just you could see in even that last pass, just trying to pass it forward and hits it right into a player like only a few yards in front of him. But here it is, what we've all been waiting for. Substitution o'clock for the Blades, 56 minutes. So completely against what we normally do. But it is Ben Osborne coming off, Illiman and Jai going on, and Billy Sharp also coming on here. We'll see if it's for McBurney or if it's for Daniel Jebison. But this is Paul Heckingbottom saying we're going to win this game. This is him putting in his best players, putting on the players that are going to give Wrexham trouble. And it is Ollie McBurney coming off for the Blades, Billy Sharp going on. McBurney with the goal for Sheffield United, early corner in the first minute that he was able to put a bullet header on and get it right past the Wrexham goalkeeper.
Is that a typical substitution? Bernie coming out for Sharp coming on?
Last couple games, it's been the other way around because McBurney's coming back from an injury, but getting him subbed off early because of that lingering, getting up to full fitness makes sense.
Yeah.
Njai coming on for Osborne makes complete sense as well. I think, Osborne and McAtee both were a little shaky at the beginning of the game, so both of them being off now makes a lot of sense. So, but now we've got our best player on the field in Iliman Njai. We have striker extraordinaire, the legend, the GOAT, Billy Sharp on, and a proper left back in Max Lowe. So those are all the substitutions that have happened for the Blades so far this second half. And yeah, let's see if it works for Sheffield United. Paul Heckingbottom making 3 substitutions before 60 minutes. So completely against his standard form, but it is one of those matches where if you want to win, you got to make these changes now because Wrexham have been in control of this match in the second half. So as McFadzean trying to get the cross in, hits Bogle, and on the second time lumps it forward straight at Adam Davies. So
do you want to talk about it? Mr. and Mrs. Sampson, we cannot show the game. It's not how that works, unfortunately. There are only so many rights, and so we can't show it. We are, as a balloon has come onto the pitch, we are watching it live, but we cannot show it. So unfortunately, you'll have to find some way to watch the game on your own.
Yeah. So 59.5 minutes right now into the match, and it's going to be out for another Wrexham throw in the Blades half. The fans are getting into it. Tozer here again with another long throw opportunity, much further away this time than the last couple have been, but still dangerous. As the ball goes into the box, heads go up and cleared, but only as far as Tozer on the corner of the box here. But he gets some space, takes a shot, and it goes just wide. That looked a lot closer than I think initially we thought it would be. Yeah.
Oh, and off players too.
Yeah, deflected off of John Egan's butt. So it's going to stay on this end for a Wrexham corner. Be taken by Young, the captain for Wrexham. Curled into the box.
Oh, wow.
Not able to clear it out of the way. It is O'Connor who gets it off the deflection, and it is 2-1 to Wrexham now. The Red Dragons fans loving this. And the lower league side, 70 teams between Sheffield United and Wrexham AFC. And Wrexham have gone ahead. Just not a good performance from the Blades. Oof. O'Connor here, just working his way into a dangerous area. The ball deflected right off of Billy Sharp's chest and just puts it right through his legs. Just so unfortunate there. But man, really taking the air out of our room here. And yeah, just don't know what to say on that. Set piece defense has not been an issue for the Blades so far this season, but Wrexham being a lower league side, these are the opportunities they get, and these are the ones they're taking. And already, even with the possession for the Blades in our half, attacking half, just not able to get on it on the end of anything.
I feel like the air was let out a little bit of the stadium. It was like, ugh.
Yeah. So, and you can tell Wrexham fans are getting into this now and yelling at the small section of Blade supporters that we have, the couple thousand sitting there. And yeah, just need better opportunities here. As Wrexham now, they're showing the stats: 16 attempts, 6 on target, 5 for the Blades, only 4 on target. And in the second half, like 30 minutes in, Wrexham only had 2 attempts, and they've gotten 14 shots since then. That's going to be a yellow card for Connor McFadzean, former Blade, getting the yellow for walking away with the ball. Just, not good. Simon, yawn, agree.
Ugh.
And yeah, Scott, part of this is probably Adam Davies not controlling his area. I mean, that's, as a goalkeeper, that's what you need to do. You need to take charge of the box, tell the defenders what they need to be doing. If you're not doing that, then you're not going to be as effective, because there's only so much you can affect as a goalkeeper if you're not controlling your area. As the Blades trying to play out of the back now, Wrexham getting in the way. It's going to be a Blades throw, but still not able to be comfortable on the ball. And that's what this has been. Definitely Wrexham have outplayed Sheffield United. I completely agree with that. We've been outplayed. There's a foul. McFadzean on Bogle. Connor's got to be careful. He gets a second yellow, he's off, and that really changes the...
Is Davies our first goalie, or is there someone else that should be in that position?
No, Fotheringham. Wes.
Fotheringham.
Yep.
Okay.
So ball forward from this free kick. Billy Sharp taking it, looking to cross in. It deflects up and Wrexham isn't able to clear out of the box. And there's Jebison.
Oh.
Norwood, second attempt, rolls into the back corner.
Yes!
There you go. Yes.
Wow,
Ollie Norwood
that was great.
leveling it up with the equalizer. 2 attempts there. First one blocked. Second one puts it in the far corner. Oh, Ollie Norwood, thank you.
Scott feeling that. 2-2. Thank God.
Yes. Billy Sharp with a great cross into the box that gets deflected, and just a great job from everybody. Jebison takes a swipe at it. It's deflected. Norwood swipe
Trying
at it,
it
deflected.
He didn't give up. I was really proud of that.
Yeah, just great job there. 2 block shots. Third one goes through. Oh, love it. And this is, again, the right players, the right mindset. You have the captain. You've got the leader, Norwood, who's been one of our best players this season. Another goal for him. Sheffield United are back in it. Let's go, Blades. Okay, we're back in this now. All right, here, let's update the score for everybody as we are 65 and a half minutes in. It is 2-2, Wrexham and Sheffield United, each with a pair of goals. And this is the quality we have. We are the better team. We should just get the ball into the attacking third, get it into a dangerous area, and we're going to score goals. No more of this, like, nervous, shy on the ball, not confident. Like, we've just shown that we can win this game. So let's go win it. With Anel running down the pitch right now, playing it into the midfield to Njai, and doing a great job of winning the ball back. Holy cow. And yep, still on the ball. This is, oh my gosh, Iliman Njai. Look at this skill. He's still going. He's into the box. He's going. Come on, shoot the ball. Oh. Deflected. Oh, over for a corner. It's got to be a corner. Wow. Njai just taking on the entire team. And somehow this is not a corner? I don't know where that deflection was. But as we see the replay here, took on at least 5 or 6 players there. Ball out. It was off a Bogle.
Yep.
Okay, that's fair. Oh, yeah, Johnny. That's Iliman Njai. That man is chef's kiss right there. Nuru Mia, absolutely, you beauty. Great goal from Ollie Norwood. We're back in this game. You can see just with Njai on the pitch, anything can happen. his presence affected that first goal, even if he didn't directly. And he is going to take charge of this match as long ball. Jebuson's able to get on the end of it. He's got Billy Sharp in the box, but Jebuson making the run himself. Can he find someone? The ball lands to Bogle and puts it well over into
Rosette.
Yeah, trying to use that football slang that we learned. Yep. So that would have been to Rosette if there was a stand there. So absolutely, Scott. That's why Premier League teams are looking at Iliman and Jai. They're going to have to pay us a boatload of money, in my opinion. I would not, if I was Sheffield United's board or, front office, I would not sell him for anything less than 30 million. He's that good. I mean, Morgan Gibbs White went for 40 last year. Iliman Jai is better than Morgan. So, we need to keep a hold of him and win everything, or sell him for the money to set us up for life, So, but a lot of folks putting some predictions in. 3-2 to Wrexham. 2-3 for Sheffield United. I think a lot of us can agree with this. We would rather a result either way than a draw and a replay, because you don't want that extra match in the fixture. It's just going to get too congested. Winning's cool. Winning's always nice. You have an extra match you have to play in the cup. If you lose, you're out. No more cup games. So you can just focus entirely on the league. But
surprising, but makes logical sense.
You don't want the replay, because then you have to play one more and you could still lose. And if you do play one more and win, then you still have one more game. And so, absolutely. Iliman Jai should be your favorite player if he's not. The Senegalese international played amazingly well for Senegal at the World Cup. Didn't have all the opportunities in the world, but when he did, he took them well. So, ref stop and play here for a little bit. Didn't see what happened here.
And we're just over halfway through the half.
Yep, and I think something with one of the assistant refs talking with the head ref on the field. Not sure if we can turn the closed captioning on and see what they're talking about here, as we're almost at 70 minutes. Ref's going to his pocket, maybe. Looked like he was going there for a second to grab something out. I would say we're a little behind, but that's a red card for Jebuson?
Must have said something.
I am really confused. Violent conduct? I really hope they show us what happened, because I have seen nothing, absolutely nothing here to indicate a red card. And Rian Brewster walking off with him there, the injured striker for Sheffield United. And this is the fourth official who's made this decision, not the official on the pitch. So very rare that you see this, and no VAR. So VAR can't go back and look at something. Trying to see.
Watching a replay now.
I think he was tripped, and then Jebuson got kicked and bumped. And I mean, even that, what? I mean, literally Tozer has leaned into him. So if that's the contact, that's not a red card. And if it was something else, I can't see that. Oh my gosh. And it's a circle red card. I don't know if that's just what the ref has in his pocket. If it's a different type of red versus like the rectangular red card, I have no idea.
Johnny's suggesting he swore at the ref, which again, I can understand if a card is played. Is that an automatic red card?
I don't know. In a red circle. So I don't know enough about what that red circle versus a red card means. obviously it's a red, so he's off the field. So Sheffield United are now down to 10 men. Ben Tozer was given a yellow. So Tozer with, the infraction there as well. But whatever that was for Daniel Jebison, maybe it was yelling at the fourth official because Tozer fouled him. No card was given initially. And so he yells at the fourth official. And, if you're swearing that much or, whatever at the fourth official, I can see that. But
someone suggested in a Reddit thread that it might be the shape helps the ref determine which one he's pulling out, a square yellow and a circle red.
Oh.
But if it's not consistently always that, I don't know why it would be sometimes a red card physically and another circle.
Yeah. So another Tozer long throw. This time Davies was able to get up and collect it and hold on to it. But yeah, Ben Tozer pushing into Daniel Jebison, deservedly getting a yellow there, but
yeah, someone suggesting just a different card. Just strange.
No idea. And unfortunately, we are, even if we were watching the audio, there, even if we were live, none of us other than the fourth official and the official on the field know what that reason was. And I'm sure we'll get something at the end of the game. Yep. Never seen a red circle. So at the end of this match, we will likely get an explanation from either Heckingbottom or the officiating team. But
Johnny says circle means 3 games off, which would be surprising.
Oh, like a suspension kind of deal.
Yeah.
Great tackle there from Ahmed Hodzic. Palmer would have been in. And a free kick given for that slide by Lee. So, complexion of the game has changed once again. 74 minutes have been played. We are level at 2 apiece. Goals for McBurney and Norwood for Sheffield United and Jones and O'Connor for Wrexham. Dan Jebison has been sent off with a red circle card of some sort. So we'll figure out what that means in the end. But for now, Wrexham do have the player advantage and taking off Callum McFadzean, putting on Sam Dalby. So fresh legs for them. McFadzean also was on with a yellow. So a little bit of precaution there in case a second yellow could have been given. But yeah, it's likely a park the bus situation for Sheffield United, honestly. But at the same time, we would rather a result either way, win or lose, at least from the fan perspective. You don't want that fixture congestion. You don't want to have to play a full extra 90 minutes. Would likely be midweek, in between weekend matches in the league, and just more minutes in the legs for players when you're already running however many kilometers a match to have to play that much more time, that much more opportunity for injury, as Iliman and Jai on the edge of the box passing it and not able to find the run of Billy Sharp there. Was on the wrong side of the defender from the pass. But Wrexham do have a really good opportunity now to leave men forward on the counterattack, and it's really going to be up to the back line of Sheffield United to hold this one down and let Iliman and Jai, let Jaden Bogle, Billy Sharp really work their magic.
Also, since there's a little bit of a lull for a second, I just wanted to give a shout out to the people that I've seen say they're from different places, including Brazil, Indonesia, and Bangladesh. So hello from all of those countries, and hello back to you.
Yeah. We're obviously watching here in the US of A, but we've got our world map behind us. We love to travel. We've been to Europe a couple different times, and would love to hear where you guys are from. So,
Cambodia! I just see that. Wow. Hello.
Yeah, Johnny, you're in Burnley, I think, or in the UK. You've said, but you're originally from Cambodia, which is pretty cool. So, definitely Wrexham on the front foot. Another cross into the box. Egan heading it clear. Max Lowe trying to get it out and keep it away from being a corner for Wrexham. And Billy Sharp taken down here, but no foul given. I mean,
we've got the obvious England, Asheville, North Carolina.
Derek, you should
Sheffield.
Derek, you got to go meet up with Chad at some point. He's down in North Carolina as well.
Paraguay, hello.
Although he's in Charlotte, not Asheville. But
we've got a South Africa. quite a collective.
Also, I realize every time we touch the computer, it just jiggles and bounces.
Sorry.
That's okay. We're getting the professional quality of the stream up there every single time, but it's all good. So on the 78th minute, another Ben Tozer long throw opportunity here from the far side this time. And ball in to the box, heads up and headed over.
Right over.
This time by O'Connor. I believe that was
Hello
O'Connor.
to El Paso. And we've got a Bostonian.
Although, is that Boston, Massachusetts or Boston,
Oh, true.
England? Because
True.
we've discovered there's a lot of repeat city names on the East Coast.
New England stole quite a few. Ipswich was mentioned earlier, and I have family that lives in Ipswich, Maine. So I got really confused for a second and then remembered where that name comes from ultimately.
Nathan from Columbus, Ohio. We're
Hello.
Ohio folks as well. Although you're hanging out in Denver, we lived in Denver. I mean, Nathan, this is a connection right here. So,
and another person from Bangladesh, a mum from Seychelles. Hello from Kenya. Hi back to Kenya. Another Sheffield, which makes a lot of sense. And Bristol.
So Blades on the ball right now. Bogle with a nice pass to find Norwood just on top of the box here. Tommy Doyle now back to Norwood, poked forward and not able to get that angle right for Bogle, but I think it took a deflection out. So Bogle with the throw in for Sheffield United. Ollie Norwood has the time and space and tries to cross it in, but again, off a Wrexham face. And
Chris signified that it was Massachusetts.
Okay,
so
that's fair. About to say, right now we're just down the I-95 in New Jersey. So.
I was going to say, someone said exit 9 in New Jersey. Hello.
See, Eddie, right down the road from us.
Wow, someone from Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome. Another Sheffield.
So, as a free kick here given for Wrexham, Johnny asking the question that everybody always asks, are we going to go to England anytime? We would love to.
Yeah.
We just got to save up the money, find the time off for both of our jobs and get that out there. But
I have been there, so
yeah.
It's you that needs to go, but I would like to obviously go again. I was younger.
And would love to obviously make it for a Sheffield United match. See the Blades in person at home would be, dream come true at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But
another one from Bangladesh. Hello. And then we got a Romania and a Berlin while we were talking.
All out of there.
There it
just
goes.
A crazy sequence here. Cross in off of Ahmed Hadzic, shouts for handball from the Wrexham players. But while that was going on, Ollie Palmer for Wrexham took hold of the ball, took a shot, and it deflected off the upper crossbar and straight down, didn't go in. Eventually the Blades were able to clear it, but crazy sequence there for Wrexham that could have ended up in a penalty or a goal. As they're on the front foot again, working the ball up the right side, far side of the pitch from us, and Adam Davies confidently coming out and collecting that one like he needs to do. It's what we like to see.
And Johnny says it's not that expensive. Fair, but it's not as easy to get there as well.
Yeah. And as you see the cross here, it definitely hits Ahmed Hadjic's hand. If we had VAR, that would have been reviewed for sure. And then Palmer just taking that deflection really well and hitting the crossbar. I mean, going straight down almost, just missing out on the goal there from two different potential opportunities. So we're into the 82nd minute now. It's still level at 2 apiece. And Wrexham, obviously with the man advantage, looking more on the front foot. Mullen and Palmer, neither of which have gotten involved in the goals. They've both been from set pieces, both from, I think, the long throw, at least one of them. The other one might have been a corner, but Sheffield United was getting right back into this match, and then the red card to Daniel Jevison swung the momentum right back to Wrexham. So it was really defending first mindset for the Blades, trying to keep Wrexham out of the goal if they can at all possible, and prevent them from continuing to play. Element in the eye. We don't have the commentary on, so I don't know what the player has said, but Illman in the eye. That would be funny. Eddie, hey, appreciate the subscription to the channel and liking the stream. Obviously, I can't believe I've forgotten to say this up to this point, but subscribe to the Sheff United Way. They do a lot of really cool content here. Hal, Nick, Ollie, and obviously like the stream. It helps people see it. More people are watching the stream that way. As another long throw from Ben Tozer goes into the box. I think it's Ahmed Hadjic or Egan gets the head onto that one. And eventually Billy Sharp is able to work this ball clear. Jai has to try to take on two players there, and that was a little too much. Wasn't able to get to the ball. But like I said, Eddie, appreciate the subscribe and the like and everything. So, hey, Johnny, you know what? I would really love to make it to Burnley and Sheffield United. I don't know if it's in the cards for this season, but maybe next season, if we can both get promoted, we'll watch a Premier League match there, you know? That'll be cool. Opportunity for the Blades now as a free kick is given. Paul Mullen called for the foul on the far side in the Blades half. So a little bit of opportunity to relieve some of this pressure that Dalby and Palmer and Mullen have all really been creating really good opportunities for Wrexham. Another ball out on the near side this time for a throw for the Blades. And you can just see a lot of these players getting a little bit more tired on the Blades side. Obviously having to defend that little bit much extra without their 11th player, as Njai able to hold the ball up well, finding Bogle, who's in some space, can cross it in early. Here's Billy Sharp, can't quite get on the end of that one. And so it rolls through. Eventually Wrexham cleared out, but only as far as Norwood. And now Billy Sharp crossing into the box right at Mark Howard, who has to bat it down to himself and does collect it. But Blades still asking the questions of Wrexham, and it's now going to be us on the counterattack who are going to have those types of opportunities. Wrexham are going to be the ones with more of the possession going forward for the last 5 minutes of regular time here, as we're 84.5 minutes on the clock. So not too much more to play in this game. We'll see how much stoppage time the ref gives. It was 7 whole minutes in the first half, and we ended up playing 7.5 almost, with a couple extra stoppages there, as Ilman and Jai taking the ball in the middle from Max Lowe on that pass, turning, finding space, working his way past some defenders, but eventually losing the ball there. And that's just a dangerous spot to give it up into. Mullen finding Dalby on the right-hand side. Dalby passing it center to Mullen, who's open and just puts it right past Adam Davies. No chance there. Too many players.
We didn't have enough help in the back either.
Yep. And with as late as it is in this match, with being down a man, it is looking more and more likely that Wrexham go through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Paul Mullen scoring the goal there, creating the opportunity initially, finding Dalby and getting the pass back from Dalby in the center of the box. And I mean, that's what you expect from him. So as you see the replay here, it was 3-on-3, Mullen out wide to Dalby. And Jai does get back, and Egan steps in to try to intercept the pass. Ahmed Hadjic comes over to Mullen. And I mean, Davies has to watch out for the pass to Palmer. He has to watch out for the shot from Mullen, and just goes right through his leg, hits off his left foot even. But too much quality there at the front for Wrexham. And when you're down a player, just really, really not able to do much else in this match. And you had to commit forward to be able to try to create opportunities, to try to score. And yeah, showing Ryan Reynolds. I mean, I appreciate his enthusiasm. You know, your team, the Cinderella story and all that stuff, playing well. So, but man, yep, backup keeper for us, not our normal number one for sure. Davies, maybe not another game, but we'll see. As Ahmed Hodzic coming off for the Blades, a few minutes of rest at the end of the game, and more of an attacking substitute here, getting him off, putting a midfielder on. I think it's Koulibaly who's on right now, but yeah, just not good for the Blades. And yep, Ismaila Koulibaly on for Anel Ahmed Hodzic. And it's going to be a Blades throw on the far side. Max Lowe about level with the top of the penalty area here on this throw. But again, only so much you can do down a man. And he does find Koulibaly, finds Norwood trying to pass the ball, find that crossing opportunity as Basham, all he can do is get a foot to the ball and get it out of the way of Palmer, who pushes him down, but no foul given. So throw for Wrexham about the halfway line here. And yep, agree with this. I mean, I don't know if you substitute your goalie in the game, especially in a cup game where you're not really that concerned. You know, obviously the league is the priority, but definitely not taking off Basham earlier in the match may have affected this defensive shape. Wrong-sided player trying to defend, you know, some really good quality strikers for Wrexham. So, but we're here now in the 89th minute, passing back to Norwood, who sprays the ball long up and a little bit of a flick on header. I think that was maybe even Egan, who's really playing far forward. Yeah, it is. And Mark Howard taking his time, waiting for Billy Sharp to run into him, to run over to him rather, to collect the ball. And you can tell the Wrexham fans really feeling this now, as they're in the last minute of regular time before stoppage time. They do have the lead. They have the man advantage. They have the momentum of the crowd. They have the Hollywood ending they're asking for right now. And it's up to the Blades to see if we can put an end to this, as another opportunity here. And I think it's Dalby who was making that run. A really good opportunity on Basham, but just enough pressure from Chris Basham to put Dalby off, and he shoots it over the top of the goal. And looks like he might have pulled something on that.
A landed run.
Yeah. So great question here. So I started supporting Sheffield United, really following them a lot this season. They made it back up to the Premier League. But I've known about Sheffield United from playing Football Manager, because they were actually my first ever team I used in a save all the way back in the League One days. So when Chris Wilder took over in real life, I took over in Football Manager. I did not get promoted my first season. No 100 points for my team, but I knew a lot of the players. And so when I turned on, that season that they started in the Premier League, I recognized a lot of the names and the faces. So I was like, you know what? This is the team I want to follow. And it's been a joy ever since. Got involved with Sheffield United Way, and the fans react with Nick and Hal. So that's really helped build the following. And,
But absolutely, it is kind of strange as an American to follow a team like Sheffield United. I get that.
Yep. So, but we're here through the highs and the lows, including, losing in an FA Cup 4th round match to a National League side, as Jaden Bogle picks up a yellow card here for that foul. 7 minutes of stoppage time. So there you go. 7 minutes. Excuse me. And we're 1 minute into it already, and 6 to go. Not too many more opportunities coming the Blades' way, you would think. But there's always a chance, a late goal, something in this match, as Wrexham lumping the ball forward now. Koulibaly collecting it for the Blades, finding Tommy Doyle, who can see the ball out wide to Bogle, and Bogle making a run forward. Lee just getting in the way, though. Encouraging the fans to stay in this one, get loud at the end, and the fan throws the ball all the way down. Not necessary, but you do whatever you can as a fan. So would love to see if we can get to, I don't know, playing down a man, if we have enough time nor enough ability to do that. I still rate us if we can get a corner or maybe a penalty shot or something, but definitely been poor in the second half, and Wrexham have definitely wanted it more, for sure. You can see that just in the way that they're playing and the quality that they're showing. As Njai trying to hold up the ball, gets poked out for another Blades throw. And deep into the Wrexham half, but starting to run out of time. Only about 4.5 minutes left now. And Simon, not worth the risk of a replay. We've been saying that as fans, but once you're in that moment of in the losing position, you really just want to do everything you can to not lose. You say that before the game, you say that from a winning position, but I would almost rather the draw in the replay, as the cross comes in the head from Njai, and it's just about a foot or two wide from the far post. That was a pretty good cross there. Koulibaly passing back to Tommy Doyle, and Illiman just getting ahead to that. I think if he leaves it, you've probably got Bogle or Egan standing there, but there's no way he knows that. He's got a player right on his back shoulder for Wrexham. So Simon saying that he is calling him in the eye. Yep. So Illiman and Njai, just a man of immense quality there on the pitch, but only so much one player can do in this type of a situation, as we're about 3.5 minutes. Billy Sharp trying to get on the end of this long ball. Does get his way, and Winch should have won a free kick there. I don't know. Is that going to be a corner? Either way, it's a set piece for the Blades. Looks like it's going to be a corner.
Yeah.
Almost would have preferred the free kick closer to the box, but still have an opportunity here. It's 3-2 right now. Wrexham with the lead. 3 minutes to go. Ollie Norwood, Tommy Doyle rather, walking over to this corner. Coming in, heads up. Ball in the back of the net. It's John Egan.
Wow.
It's Johnny Egan. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, Egan with the equalizer. 3-3 for the Blades, and Wrexham in disbelief with the man advantage. How?
That was beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Goal for the Blades, a great corner, and it just bounces all the way through. Egan takes it on the bounce there and puts it back. Mark Howard tries to stick a foot out to it at the far post, but can't. And that's a goal. That's 3-3. And sorry, Simon, but it could be a replay now. We could have a rematch at Bramall Lane in Sheffield. Wow. Cannot believe this. But there's still time in this match for a winner for either side. And Bogle poked in the eye again by Palmer, and just nothing given by the ref here. Wow. Sorry, Simon. I know you didn't want the replay, but the lads,
Wow.
get in. Yes. John Egan, 3-3.
We just got to hold it, though.
Yep. Mr. Zach up the Blades, indeed. We're about 96 minutes. There will be a little bit more than 7 minutes, you would think, because of the goal. But about 1 minute left in the allotted stoppage time, minimum of 7 minutes. John hit wonder. You said we can get 2. Well, there was 1. So let's go. Sheffield United replay on the cards as it stands right now. John Egan heading it clear, ball into the box. Norwood pokes it out wide. So another long ball in. And just, wow, I'm still in disbelief that we were able to come back. But I even said a corner or a penalty, and we're right back in this thing. Tommy Doyle now with 2 assists from corners today. 1 in the first minute, 1 in the 90+5 minute. I mean, just crazy stuff in this match. Chris Basham with the clearance.
And we're doing everything we can to just keep it out of the box.
Yeah, I don't think we're going for another goal, because everybody, it is 10 men behind the ball when you only have 10 men. And that is the full time whistle.
Wow.
Draw 3-3, replay back in Sheffield. One more time. Ryan Reynolds has to fly all the way back over to the UK. Crazy finish. Wow. So, I mean, that is full time. Let's throw that up there. Full time. Let's get the banner up there, showing full time. That's our score. In the end, we have Sheffield United 3, Wrexham 3. I just realized we've missed the goal sound for some of these. So we're going to do one retroactively. So there you go. That's for John Egan's goal. That's for Ollie Norwood's goal. I was too busy, too excited in the moment. Completely forgot to do the goal celebration. But it is full time. It's a draw. Sheffield United have not gone away at Wrexham and lost. It will be a replay in the 4th round of the FA Cup to see which of these two teams moves on to the 5th round. Wow, exciting stuff. Down to 10 men with the red card to Daniel Jebison. Still have to figure out what that was for, but just amazing stuff. You hate to see a second, fixture midweek. It's going to be another 90 minutes, like we were saying, but you don't want to lose, do you? You never want to lose. Crazy stuff. Any thoughts? Your first full Sheffield United game you've watched? You were on a watch along. What are you thinking, Sam?
I mean, it was so enjoyable. I really appreciate the excitement and the energy that comes from watching international football. I mean, I was not expecting a goal. I just kept sitting here and like 3-4 minutes into the stoppage time, and I was like, oh, this is just gonna be so sad. And then that happened out of what seemed like nowhere. And I mean, I was surprised, but obviously grateful. I do feel like a lot of you were saying, the same thing, which was you were kind of preferring to not have this game. So as someone who's a little bit more neutral, it'll be interesting to see, what happens in the replay. That was fun. That was so not expected as well. A lot of you were calling a 3-2 Wrexham win. And I think up until that last 2 minutes, that was the expected outcome anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so Steve, definitely Jebison, whatever happened there, letting the team down, because if you have that extra man on the pitch, I don't think Wrexham get all the goals they do, and I do think we have more opportunities to score. So, but I can see a lot of Wrexham fans in the chat. Hey, we appreciate you being here. Even if you're not a true Wrexham fan, if you just followed the documentary, stumbled across our stream just to find a way to follow the match, we appreciate you showing up today. I don't know if I can say Wrexham was robbed. Definitely, a better club than their league and position dictate that they are. But for sure, we will be excited. So it'll be a replay. Next match in the FA Cup is just a rematch of this one. At that point, if it's a draw after full time, then you have the 30 minutes of extra time and then the penalties. If it were still level after that extra 30 minutes.
And do we know when that game is?
I don't know. I want to say it's usually like a week and a half away.
Okay.
So it won't be midweek this week. If anything, it'd be midweek next week, or maybe 2 weeks out on the weekend. But definitely a lot of exciting stuff still to come. Simon, we appreciate the support. Obviously, my first time without Chad or Noah doing the watch along. Sam's first time on the stream, and we've had fun with it. I think I've had fun with it. Definitely exciting. 6 goals keeps it a little bit more interesting. We got dead a little bit in the middle there, but it's certainly better to have the excitement at the end. A lot of goals than be a 0-0 draw and go to a replay that way.
And I will say, as we mentioned at the very beginning, and we haven't really talked about it since, Berga not being on the field, I think was kind of strange. I'm so used to hearing you call his name out that was kind of, a a surprising addition or subtraction.
Yep. So, John, man, I would love that. A big win at the Lane would be amazing. Get the home crowd into it. You could tell how much the Wrexham fans here at their home stadium affected this match, and you could see the players getting in with the fans, getting into that like spirit of the match. And when the Lane's rocking, man, they're like a 12th player on the field. So certainly would love to get that atmosphere going. Wow, just very, very great stuff for that. Good point, Kelly. More TV money, because obviously it's going to be broadcast. It's Wrexham and it's Sheffield United. Everybody wants that. So we will see. There is a draw for the 5th round, so we will know ahead of time if we won who will play. But I do not know the time, Johnny, off the top of my head, when that's going to happen. But yeah, and I wanted to go one more question here. So any additions through the transfer window? So Sheffield United are currently under a transfer embargo, which means we can't bring any players in because of financial. We've not paid something somewhere. So because of that, the Blades can't bring any players in, but there's always the chance that a player could go out. And rumors this morning were swirling that Sander Berge might be linked with a move to a Premier League side, Fulham, Newcastle, names that were thrown around this morning. And then the team news came out an hour before the game, and no Sander Berge in the starting 11, no Sander Berge on the bench. So always that suspicion that maybe that is a sign that he's on the way out, but you never know. But John, to answer your question right now, no incomings for Sheffield United. So it's kind of the team that we have, maybe minus 1 or 2 players, if anything. But yeah. So, but yeah, so that's basically it from us here. Kind of recap the match for everybody. It's a draw. So we're going to have a replay back at Sheffield United's home stadium, Bramall Lane. Goal scorers, early goal from Ollie McBurney. Tommy Doyle delivered a brilliant cross on a corner, and McBurney had a great header, got past Mark Howard. Then second half was where all the action was. Wrexham with Jones early on from a long throw. O'Connor as well from a set piece for Wrexham. So 2 goals. We equalized with Ollie Norwood. Took 3 swipes at it. Jeppesen had a shot that was blocked. Norwood had a shot that was blocked, and then he got the rebound of that, put it past the goalkeeper for Wrexham. So leveled it at 2 apiece. Jeppesen goes off with a red circle. Still more to follow on if what differentiates that from a red card. Didn't look like there was anything on the pitch, so probably something he said to a 4th official or the main official.
Yeah, there may be an explanation coming their way.
So, but because of that, he was off the pitch, so we were down to 10 men. And then Wrexham through Paul Mullen in the 85th minute, scored 3-2, looked like it was the winning goal. And then John Egan from another Tommy Doyle corner was able to equalize. So 3-3 full time. Like we said, replay for the 4th round. We'll find out soon who we would play in the 5th round if we were to advance. But again, Wrexham's a good side. Even playing at home, you got to be careful. They're going to be dangerous. Yeah. Exciting stuff. So, well, we appreciate everybody supporting us here, joining the watch along. We've had a lot of folks in the chat. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you again to everybody who is a regular viewer of the watch along. And if you are a Wrexham supporter or a neutral who just stumbled across the stream today, thank you again for coming in and participating. Before you leave, if you haven't yet, please like the stream and follow the Sheffield United Way. If you want to follow me, I am on Twitter. Handle there, Captain Kosa. Talk a lot of sports, Sheffield United, other teams, football, soccer, baseball, otherwise. And Sam, where can the folks find you?
I don't have anything related to sports. I am on Instagram, Samanity Kitson. And then I'm also on TikTok. I believe it's the same name. Don't do anything special, but this was so enjoyable. Thank you for letting me be here with you. I know this is his world and I'm just living in it when it comes to Sheffield United, but I loved being a part of it. And thank you to Chad and Noah for allowing me to be here today. So.
Absolutely. So with that, we're going to say bye from us, and hope you all have a great rest of your day. And where is it?